a sanitation officer, rather. Me feki kini distract me. A sanitation officer finds his way into a government hospital and he is working there as a medical doctor. Báwo ni ẹni tó jẹ́ sanitation officer wolewole? Báwo ló ṣe find ìwé rẹ̀? Báwo ló ṣe di ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní government hospital for that matter? Ó wá ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní government hospital as a medical doctor. That calls for a whole lot of sober reflection. Ní image of bá ti ṣe portray Nigeria, ibi tá gbé Nigeria dé. And I, as an individual, I know that that man will have gotten to that place through nepotism, favorism, tribalism, and so on and so forth. Everything that we practice in Nigeria against the protocol is bouncing back on us. Unfortunately, this thing happened in a government hospital. A girl, a 400 level student who is a virgin, she has kept herself, she has said to herself that yes, she's not going to by this monster, so-called doctor, a fake doctor who was later discovered to be a sanitation officer. He went to School of Hygiene, Eleyele Ibadan, for OND. He had an OND in public health. In other words, he's a wolewole. Báwo ló ṣe find the way into a government hospital? Àwọn private hospitals, àwọn la mọ̀ tó máa ń kún fún a lot of quack nurses and doctors, auxiliary nurses. Wọ́n máa ń pọ̀ ní àwọn private hospital. But unfortunately, this is a government hospital, and this is a girl that has waited, kept herself in this corrupt world, only for her to get to the final year and to be defiled by a monster who is supposed to be a sanitation officer. He finds himself into a government hospital in Kwara State, and he is working there in the capacity of a medical doctor. It takes 7 good years to graduate as a medical student. But you spent 18 months for OND. You're supposed to be a sanitation officer. How did you find your way into a government hospital for that matter? Only for you to be administering injection, drugs, and medication for patients. Báwo ló ṣe find the way síbẹ̀? It means that he must have gotten there through some means that is illegal. Not that one alone. He gave this girl a drug that will make her to sleep. He drugged this girl, defied her. At the end of the day, he was still sending people to threaten this girl, only for her to have her way into Alhaji Oriyomi's program, and the case was well handled. So I am doing this show for us to share, tag the targetables, and let it get to the Minister for Health, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and all the commissioners in all the 36 states. Let them go and screen all the staff that has been employed for the past 20 years. There are a whole lot of people who are not competent, who are quacks, those who do not even have certificates. They are there working as who they are not. They are impersonating. They are doing what they are not qualified to do. When anybody fell sick, we refer them to the hospital, only for them to get to the hospital to go and meet a monster who is not qualified. This is is an unfortunate case. And I watched that video. I could not hold myself, because I know what it means to wait. I waited for decades. This girl has waited, kept herself, only for her to be defiled by a monster who is a sanitation officer. He finds his way into the government hospital because of a whole lot of things that are going in disarray in Nigeria. So for how long are we going to wait and wait and wait, everything going in disarray? When we refuse to say this out and create awareness on this thing, a lot of people who are not qualified, they will continue to work in the capacity of medical doctors. No, putting an end to the life of people. This is a girl who is so decent. This is a girl who has decided to keep herself and say to herself that she's not going to give her body to a man she didn't love. It takes God's grace to wait. And she waited only for her to be defiled by this monster. That is the reason why I tagged this show in form of a question, that how did a sanitation officer get his way or finds his way into a government hospital only to be working there as a medical doctor? That is a slap on the face of the health sector of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we are saying this, we are calling out all the people that are concerned, because I discovered that ever since this thing has happened, a whole lot of people, you know, they've been talking about Missy, talking about one woman that she and her daughter were fighting, and all these cases were not even, you know, addressed. How will a sanitation officer, Mama Luther, thank you, I expect you to stage a show for this case. I expect you to stage a show for case here. How will a sanitation officer be working in a government hospital, for that matter, as a medical doctor? Personally, before I lie down and allow anybody to inject me, I will ask of your qualification and the school you graduated from. It is your right as a patient to know the qualification of the doctor that will attend to you. I'm going to play the video right now. Everybody will listen and hear it. This is a young girl who has decided to live a decent life, who has decided to wait on the Lord, who has decided not to mingle herself to the corrupt ones in this world, and she fell sick. Sickness can be on anybody. She went to the hospital. Unfortunately, the people who are there as the overseers of the hospital, they must have known the qualification of this monster. His name is Oyeniyi Kayode. They will have known that this Oyeniyi Kayode is not a medical doctor. They would have known, but they kept quiet, and they were looking at him functioning in the capacity of a medical doctor, wasting the life of people, defiling innocent people in a government hospital, for that matter. Nigeria, which way? Which way, Nigeria? This is a case that is so pathetic, and you see, when you imagine the gravity of how things are spoiled in Nigeria, you marvel. Báwo ni ẹni tó jẹ́ pé wolewole ni ìwé tó lọ rẹ̀ kà nílé ìwé, àwọn tó bá karú ìwé òun iṣẹ́ wolewole ni wọ́n máa ń ṣe. Báwo ló ṣe find ààrẹ ní government hospital tó wá lọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ńbẹ̀ as a doctor? That is a slap on the face of the health sector of Nigeria. There are a lot of people who impersonate all around. Health is very important because they deal directly with life. Why will you recruit people that you will not screen them? You will not screen their certificates. You will not go and find out whether they even have a record in that school that they have claimed to graduate from. Even if you graduate 100 years ago in a school, your record will be in that school. A lot of people are fake. They have never been to school. They will find their way into a place and they will be working in the capacity that they are not trained for. Whereby people who are competent, who have competence, and they are so efficient in that work, they will be roaming the streets. This is where we are in Nigeria. Nigeria has become a place that is likened to a lion's den. Nowhere is safe. That is why I'm doing this show. We need to start talking about vulnerability. People are vulnerable. Children are vulnerable. Any little opportunity, a lot of people they make use of it to defile people. They take advantage of opportunity. They take advantage of vulnerability of people. If somebody is a victim of RAPE, is he supposed to be in an hospital? A federal government hospital, for that matter. That is why I said I am calling on the Minister for Health, the CMD in all government hospitals and all medical personnel. I understand that there must be a body that will be seen or looking into this particular area? When last have you screened all the staffs that you recruit or you recruited in the government hospital to be administering drugs, medications, injections, vaccines, and a whole lot of things into patients? To be operating on a patient, to be treating a patient when you have never been to medical school, you have never studied medicine in the university. This girl was defied, she was abused, she was disflowered, a girl that has kept herself up to the final year in the university. In this corrupt world, only for her to be defied by a monster. How many Oyeniji Kayode are still in government hospitals? How many Oyeniji Kayode are in all the government parastatals there, sitting down there collecting salary for a work they are not qualified to do? How many Oyeniji Kayode do we have in all of the government offices in Nigeria? All because of favorism, tribalism, nepotism, etc. We put people that are not competent on a seat and they go there to go and mess the life of people. So, this is the reason why I have come out today. People are so vulnerable. Do not leave your relative in an hospital where there is nobody to sit down and take care of them. There is nobody to look after them. It is only in private hospitals that we are afraid that, oh, the doctors might be quacks because the owner of those hospitals are not ready to pay. It is private hospitals that is always full of quack doctors and auxiliary nurses. Only for a government hospital to recruit a sanitation officer to be functioning in the capacity of a medical doctor, someone that has never read medicine in the university. Only for him to defile a 400 level student, a virgin who has waited, who has kept herself, only for this monster to defile this girl and still be trailing her all around. I want us to share this show and let it get to the appropriate quarters. All the people who are working in hospitals must be screened. Their certificates must be screened thoroughly. There must be a thorough screening to critically examine the kind of course, what they read in the school for them to start functioning in that capacity. People are so vulnerable. And I discovered that since how many days that this thing has happened, you know, people have been busy talking about Imisi, talking about VDM, he fought somebody in the flight and all of that. When a wolewole became a doctor in a government hospital, Federal Republic of Nigeria, an health officer, a sanitation officer that's supposed to be checking the house of people, whether they have a pit toilet, whether they cover their food, whether their gutter is not well drained, and all of that, that is where he's supposed to work. He went to school of hygiene, Ibadan. He did not even go to school of nursing. There is a difference between somebody who went to school of nursing and the person who went to school of hygiene and public health. He went to school of hygiene and public health, Ibadan. He has an OND in public health. He is a wolewole health officer, sanitation officer rather. How did he find his way into a federal government hospital in Kwara State, only for him to be giving injection to patients to eventually defile an innocent girl? All the people that have been staging show on this matter, you know, nobody has even spoken about it. Apart from Kokoro Alate, where the case was treated. There's some people started saying Alhaji has handled it very well. Thank God for Alhaji. How many Kayode Oyeniyi do we have in all the government parastatals resting their shoulders? Meanwhile, they had nothing. People who are not qualified to do things, when you see them with pride. I'm going to play that video. Every one of us will listen to it. It is so painful and sad that this is happening in our society. And most time, when this thing happened, we close our eyes to it because we believe it is not us. The issue of banditry and Boko Haram and all these things started like play. Before we know it now, it's getting closer to us now. And when it started in those days, everybody pretended as if they didn't hear anything since it is not from their own side. How will a sanitation officer become a medical doctor in a government hospital? This question must be answered. Because we are good people of Nigeria, we still believe in this country that good thing will still come out of this country. And if we did not start from the root, we will keep having problem. All bloggers and content creators and page owners and presenters, I expect us to echo this and share it and stage a show on it. It is this girl today, it could be anybody tomorrow. If you have waited, you will know what it means to wait in this corrupt world. Only for this girl to wait, kept herself, and to be defied by a demon who is supposed to take care of her, to treat her, only for the government to harbor evil for his own citizen by making a sanitation officer to have his way into a government hospital to start treating patients that he is not qualified to do. It's unfortunate. If we did not echo this, it will continue to happen. You know how many people will have fallen victim of this monster called Oyeniyi Kayode? How many monster, how many cesarean section has he done? How many patients has he operated on? How many patients has he injected? How many patients have been the victim of RAPE from him? He is not the only person working in that hospital. All other people, all other officers working in that hospital, they would definitely know that he is not a medical doctor. And the guy was saying that even the oga that is in that hospital normally refer to this Kayode as a doctor when he is not a doctor. That hospital is in Horo, Kwara State, where a sanitation officer is working, performing the duty of a medical doctor, doing the work he is not trained to do. That is why I said that you see, sickness can be on anybody. The President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Senate President, the Minister for Health, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Commissioners for Health in all the 36 states, the Chief Medical Director of all government hospitals in Nigeria, all medical personnel, NGOs, human rights lawyers, all presenters, bloggers, content creators, the good people of Nigeria, both home and abroad, everybody must echo this. Benny is a public health, lásán, Benny. He is a sanitation officer, wole ni, báwo ló ṣe di dog, báwo ló ṣe dé government hospital, tó bá jẹ́ private hospital ni is a different thing. How did he get to a government hospital, start injecting patients, gave her a drug that will make her to be unconscious, defy this girl who is a virgin that has kept herself? It called for sober reflection, and it makes me to, no, it weaken me. I scheduled this live stream for 11, but I could not wait till 11. I just said, okay, let me start. So ẹ bá mi tag gbogbo àwọn tagables, gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní health sector, let them do screening for every staff working in an hospital. Let them screen them. Auxiliary nurses are not nurses. It's either you are a registered nurse, you finish from a school of nursing, or you read nursing in the university. That is when you can be qualified to, take care of a patient. And even the office of a nurse is different from that of a doctor. How can we be a nation whereby people are not feeling fine and they are even afraid of going to the hospital? So a patient now has become vulnerable in the hand of somebody who is supposed to take care of the patients. Child care and sensitization is very, very important. The boy is not a doctor. He went to Eleyele School of Hygiene. He's a sanitation officer. You understand? He turned himself to a doctor. School tí àǹtí tó yìn ìdúrà gangan lọ. School àwọn tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n máa ń check care inú ilé, ṣé ẹ ní tọ́ílẹ̀tì, ṣé ẹ kó sọ́kàwé yín, kí kọ́lẹ́rà ò má mú yín. School tó lọ nìyẹn. We cannot leave the case to Alhaji alone. Alhaji has a whole lot of cases coming to his table. How many people are like this Kayode Oyeniyi that they are still in government offices? How many Kayode Oyeniyi do we have in hospitals? The filing patients, People who are not even qualified, who are not even doctors, they are working in the capacity of a doctor, administering medications, injections to patients, and they have never even been to the university. They never read medicine. They never stepped their feet in the university. It takes 7 years to graduate as a doctor. Only for you to go to school of hygiene, that you are supposed to be a public health officer. You turn yourself to a medical doctor under the watch of who? Who is the boss in that office? Ta ni ọ̀gá wọn nínú hospital yẹn? Ta ló sọ fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn pé kán mọ̀ pé ní doctor, because ọmọbìnrin yẹn sọ pé doctor làwọn mọ̀ ń pè, ọ̀gá rẹ̀ tó wà ńbẹ̀ ló ní káwọn mọ̀ pé ní doctor. Pọ́ùn náà tẹ́ bá pè ní doctor ó máa bínú ni. Àwọn real doctor gan wọ́n ń kanra. Tẹ́ bá ti ráwọn tí wọ́n ń kanra, those are the ones that are not qualified. Agídí ni wọ́n fi ń ṣe. Anybody who is not qualified for an assignment and is doing that assignment, that person must be prosecuted. The Minister for Health, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and all the commissioners for health, everyone that is representing the health sector of Nigeria in all the 36 states and all the local governments we have in Nigeria, you have to start screening all the staff that you have employed for the past 20 years. Àwọn èsúkè ti wọ rárá. Àwọn ọ̀gá tó wà ní àwọn ọ́fíìsì yẹn, wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ yẹn wọ́n qualify, and yet they allow them to be taking care of patients. If it has even been a private hospital, even if they employ quacks, at least this evil will not happen. Because àwọn tó wà ní private hospital yẹn, wọ́n mọ̀ pé àwọn wà under watch. They are under watch. The owner of the hospital is watching them. They can be quacks, but they cannot go to the extent of defiling a patient. But in government hospitals and other government parastatals, you see all the civil servants acting like a semi-god. Because nobody is checking their activities. Nobody is putting them under checks. Are you going to tell me that the person who is acting in the capacity of a boss in that Oro hospital in Kwara State, are you going to say that that person does not know that this Kayode Oyeniyi is not a medical doctor? So first of all, money. That is one thing I love about academics. If you have not read a course, you can never lecture in that department. If you have never read a course, you can never teach that course. The same way it's supposed to be in all other sectors. How can a sanitation officer turn himself to a medical doctor in a government hospital for that matter? How can you employ a sanitation officer as a medical doctor? Báwo lẹ ṣe máa employ wolewole kó wá mọ sojúṣe doctor ní hospital ìjọba? All the staffs in the government hospitals must be screened. They must be screened with their certificates. The certificate they are using to work, ó yẹ kán bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní máa screen wọn. They all must be screened. And so that we'll be able to make sure that they are not wrongly placed. Some people are placed in a particular position. They don't have the capacity. They were not trained for that assignment. Ó wá fún ọmọ ní painkiller. Ọmọ become unconscious. Ó ro àtọ̀ sẹ́nu ọmọ. Ó ṣọmọ yẹn báṣabàṣa. Wọ́n tún wá ní wọ́n lọ sọ fáwọn OPC. The OPC, the Odua People Congress, they said they are going to defend her. Later, they scattered that case. They started asking her not to worry. They started begging her. Do you think it's easy to wait? Excuse me. She waited, and she believed that she's going to get justice from all this OPC. She could not get justice only for her to come to Agidigbo. Báwo ni èèyàn tó jẹ́ wolewole? Báwo ló ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di doctor ní hospital ìjọba? This is where we missed it. A lot of things are wrong right from the beginning, right from the foundation. Amúkú ẹrù ẹwọ́ ọ̀nọ̀rọ̀ wa ní Nàìjíríà. Ó wá define irú ọmọ yẹn. Do you think that trauma can leave that girl's head if not for God's grace? Ni mo ṣe sọ pé àwọn tí wọ́n ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ìmísí àti ìyá rẹ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ ìmísí àti ìyá ẹ̀ náà is a serious case, but this one is more serious. Because tí ìmísí ò bá ṣoríire, ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ ò ní bọ́ síta. This is a girl, an innocent girl that fell sick She went to the hospital, government hospital for that matter, only for this to happen to her. Who is the person? Who is that officer that is in that hospital working together with this Kayode Oyeniyi? Ṣẹ́ni tó jẹ́ bí ọ̀gá nínú hospital yẹn, ṣó fẹ́ sọ pé òun mọ̀ pé Kayode Oyeniyi kò kí ń ṣe doctor. She went to OPC, no justice. How can you call yourself a doctor when you are not? The people in the health sector of Nigeria, they must start begin to screen all their staffs. The people that has been employed in the last 20 years, let them bring their certificates and screen them. The ones that are not qualified, let them be screened out. Let them stop wasting the life of people, wasting people's destiny, defiling people, the innocent people. If you want to mark, personally I mark WAEC. To bá fẹ́ mark, you have to go with the originals of your certificate. You attend 3 days coordination, at least you must be a graduate in that course. You must have at least first degree in that subject. And you must attend the 3 days coordination. If you have been a regular marker, and every year you are regular, no problem. You don't need to come with your credentials because they have screened you before. But if you travel to another location, you now want to mark, you will go to the marking center, you go and to lẹ́yìn wá lọ tò ní ẹ̀yìn ni, wá lọ get scratch. You go with your originals, the originals of your credentials. You go with the photocopy too. They will screen you, look at your certificate and make sure that you have first degree in this course. You have at least first degree in that subject. If not, you will not even go there in the first place. If we can be screened just to mark a script for that matter, how much more somebody who is performing the duty of a medical doctor on a patient dealing with life directly? If you can be screened for you to mark a script of a school certificate candidate, how much more somebody administering medication for a patient? Even if you have the correct qualification and you didn't attend the 3 days coordination for that year, you are not marking that year, you come back next year. And the protocol must be observed. That is why I said I love academics. What you don't know, you can't teach it. Now, if this can be like this in the academic line, the people in the medical line, why are they so slack? Why will they lose guard to that extent that a sanitation officer turned himself to a medical doctor, defiling virgins in a government hospital? This must get to the appropriate quarters. As you are joining me, ẹ máa bá mi tag àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ máa tag Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ẹ máa tag Commissioner for Health, Minister for Health, CMD in all government hospitals. Ẹ máa tag gbogbo tagables. When I'm done with this live stream, I'm going to download this video, re-upload and tag all the tagables. This video must get to the appropriate quarters, and all the people working in the hospital must be screened. They must be critically examined for us to ascertain that they are not misplaced. They did not place them in a place where they are not supposed to be. Very soon now, a cleaner will put on the uniform of a nurse and start calling herself a nurse. This is a boy who is a monster. He finished in School of Hygiene in 2017, turned himself to a doctor, defied a girl who has kept herself for so long. This is so ridiculous. In a country that we call ourselves the giant of Africa, it could be anybody. Sickness can be on anybody. How will it be if it has been somebody that is close to you, or even you yourself find yourself in that kind of situation, to be treated by a sanitation officer, a wolewole, acting in the capacity of a medical doctor in a government hospital? When Nigeria is gone, of course. He didn't even know the name of the injection he gave to the girl. When Alhaji was questioning him, orúkọ ògùn wo ló fún, ó ní painkiller ló ń fún. Let it get to the Kwara State government. Very, very important. The Commissioner for Health, Kwara State, let this video get to him. Help me and tag all of them. The Commissioner for Health, Kwara State, the Minister for Health, Nigeria, the CMD, or in all government hospitals. Because I want to know that hospital in Oro will be under a particular hospital that is probably the general hospital. I don't know how to arrange their hierarchy. If it is academics now, I will know how they arrange it. But I'm not an health officer. You understand? Somebody cannot be a sanitation officer and be working in the capacity of a medical doctor. Do you know what it means to be a medical doctor? You know what it means to become a doctor? You spend 7 years in the university. Àwọn míì máa ń kú síbi training yẹn tó ní parí. Ó wá lọ sí school of hygiene, school àwọn wolewole. Ó wá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di doctor. Ó wá mọ bragado lórí àwọn ọmọ yẹn ní bẹ́ẹ̀ bá pè doctor gan ó fẹ́ lè mọ bá ń jà. Ó máa gapá lórí òfurufú gbogbo tó bá ti mọ gbéraga wọn ní nǹkan kan. Ìgbà t'Alhaji interrogate ẹ̀ náà tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá mọ̀ pé kì í ṣe doctor gan. Wọ́n ní maybe some people are calling him doctor because I know a medical lab scientist that people are calling him. All gbọ́dọ̀ reject ni. Janswe, if you are not something and people are calling you that thing, you reject it immediately. Even the PhD doctor that we do, if your final defense is tomorrow, you dare not answer doctor to anybody. Tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀la ló máa ṣe final defense, ọ̀la ló máa ṣe induction, tó máa di doctor gangan, ọ̀la ló máa parí PhD ẹ̀yányán, ó gbọ́dọ̀ answer doctor lẹ́ni. PhD, Doctor of Philosophy in a particular course. Ó yàtọ̀ sí medical doctor, wọ́n máa ń ní PhD in medicine náà. People can do masters in medicine, PhD in medicine. I know a professor of medicine. The Baba is a medical doctor. He's also a lecturer in Faculty of Health Sciences. So after ton parí BMS, ton parí is a basic medical student. Ton the doctor first degree. Wọ́n ṣe masters in medicine. Wọ́n ṣe PhD in medicine. And he continue in his research. You know, PhD is the peak of academics. Postdoctorate, research and all of that. He became a professor of medicine. Apart from the fact that he's a medical doctor, he's also a prof. So you can be a doctor of medicine. In other words, you read medicine, you did masters, you did PhD. So doctor or PhD, ó yàtọ̀ sí medical doctor. A PhD holder is a doctor of philosophy in a particular course. So PhD tó ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ yẹn, until tó bá parí, táwọn professors tó defend lójú wọn, tó bá rí pé ṣé ó wọ́ tiẹ̀, tó wá pronounce ẹ, tó fún ẹ, tó pronounce you a doctor. That is when you become qualified. Even if you are rounding up your PhD tomorrow, you cannot answer doctor today. So wọ́n ní bóyá àwọn kan náà pè doctor bẹ́ẹ̀, nǹkan tó bá jẹ́ tó ti di, má jẹ́ kàn pè ẹni tó jẹ́. Impersonation is a criminal offense. If I am yet to round up my PhD, if anybody calls me doctor, I won't answer. Tí prof wẹ́ bá gbọ́ wá sọ bí tó ti rí PhD, tó fi pè en doctor, tó fi down. Anybody tó bá ti sọ pé call me doctor, fake ni àwọn yẹn. They are fake. Fake. So even if he is a lab, he read lab sciences or what, if you are not a doctor, don't allow anybody to call you a doctor. Ntọ́ bá jẹ́, má jẹ́ wọ́n fi pè ọ́. So that is it. Even if you are rounding up your PhD tomorrow, if they call you doctor today and you answer, tó bá bẹ rìn dé bí tán yẹ kó rìn dé, ó máa sọ bí tó ti rí PhD, wọ́n fi ń pè en doctor. Ká mọ̀ tí wàá sọ medical doctor. Dealing with lives directly took advantage of a girl, the finder, a girl who is a virgin. So wọ́n kọ́mọ̀ wulẹ̀ bọ́dà láti bímọ torí ègún yẹn ó máa ké lórí àrọ́mọdọ́mọ rẹ̀ ni kó tètè lọ rot in jail ẹ̀ bó ṣe fẹ́ rot nínú jail rẹ̀. So ti yẹ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. So I was saying the Commissioner for Health, Kwara State, Human Rights, the CMD of all general hospitals. You understand? This will definitely not be his first time. èyí kọ́ ló máa jẹ́ first time oyè ní Ìkáyọ̀dé yẹn, yóò ti máa ṣe tipẹ́. And that place is very close to institutions. So there are a whole lot of students tó ti máa jẹ́ victim ọmọkùnrin tó jẹ́ monster yẹn. A whole lot of students ló ti máa jẹ́ victim ẹ̀. Báwo ni ẹni tó jẹ́ wọléwọlé? Ìyẹn ni question tí mò ń béèrè. Ẹ rí pé yín tẹ́ wà ní Facebook mi kìíní kejì. Question ni mo fi tag ètò yìí. How will a wọléwọlé, báwo ló ṣe find the way sí government hospital? I understand the fact that Nigeria is so porous. Porosity ti wà. Oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà làwọn èèyàn gbà lọ ọgbọ́n àlùmọ̀ǹkọ̀rọ̀ yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá lo ọgbọ́n láti attain ibì kan, báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ function níbẹ̀? When you don't have the you are not knowledgeable, you are not trained for that assignment. Wọ́n ní I'm a massage therapist. Ẹ má jẹ́ anybody pé ní tẹ́ ẹ bá jẹ́, tẹ́ ẹ ní qualification fún. Even kó jẹ́ pé ń ṣe lọ́wọ́, ńgbẹ́ bá parí ẹ̀ lẹ́ tó lè answer rẹ̀. Because you don't have anything to defend it. They call you a nurse. You don't have a certificate in nursing. You didn't go to school of nurse. You didn't study BSc nursing. They start calling you nurse. Ó lẹ́nìkan sọ pé bóyá èèyàn náà mọ̀ pé doctor. Páwọn rẹ̀ nìkan tó study science lab kìíní kan tán pé doctor. Ó náà wá ń dáhùn. Kí ló ń dáhùn sí? Ẹ má jẹ́ kán pè yín ní ntẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀. Don't let people call you what you are not. Impersonation nìyẹn, character assassination ni. Ngbọ bá parí tó ti wà certified to bear that title, you start bearing it. Yeah, gbogbo yẹn ti parí, kíní kan ló ń delay mi, ìgbà kan, as long as you are not yet done, you have not finished. Wọ́n lè pè ẹni nǹkan yẹn. Eléyìí yàtọ̀ fún wípé ó lọ ń perform, ó lọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ in the capacity of what he is not trained for. Ó tún lọ commit criminal offence of RAPE, the filing a girl. Tẹ́ bá listen sí fídíò yẹn, ara bí amọ́ máa ta yín. In this corrupt world, for somebody to wait, we have waited also, and we know what it means to wait in this corrupt world. Only for you to defy a very innocent girl. Thank God for the wisdom of that girl. Ó nígbà tó ń jí, ó rí pé nǹkan kan ó ń taste lẹ́nu òun, pé taste yẹn yàtọ̀ sí normal saliva taste. Ó wá tutọ́ yẹn pamọ́, ó tú pamọ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ kan wá wò lọ hospital yẹn, ó wá fi kíní yẹn hàn. Ó lóun lọ bá ya kan, pé ya yẹn ẹ ṣáà máa gbọ́ fídíò yẹn sìn. Pé òun àtọ̀rẹ́ òun ṣáà tètè try pé káwọn ọmọ ṣe bíi pé àṣírí ẹ̀ ti tú, kó má lọ pa àwọn. Ìjọ́ kejì àbíjọ́ wo ni wọ́n sọ fóun pé àwọn òbí ẹ wọ́n ní láti gbé ẹ lọ tọ́jú o, torí lánàá tóun wà inside rẹ, tóun wà inside of you, òun notice kinní kan tó dàbí bọ́ọ̀lù. Ó lòun bá ní pé ó wà inside òun báwo, ó ní ló bá ní kó mọ́ bínú, slip of tongue ni. Ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn ló dé tó rí, tó rẹ́jẹ̀ lára ẹ̀, tó rí everything. Ṣé ọmọ tí òun mọkùnrin, you know, ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn ló rẹ́jẹ̀ lórí everything. Ló wá wò pé ṣé wípé ẹni tí fi nǹkan ṣe ọ́. Eventually ńgbà tán lọ fẹjọ́ sùn lọ́dún OPC ló jẹ́wọ́ fún gbogbo bó ṣe ṣọmọ lọ́mọ báṣabàṣá, bó ṣe rọ àtọ̀ sẹ́nu ọmọ kó tó di wípé wá dì fáìlì ẹ̀. Olórí burúkú ni Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì, kò ní bọ́ nínú ẹ̀wọ̀n tó lọ yẹn, kò ní bọ́ níbẹ̀. Ẹni tó bá ní kó bọ́ ńbẹ̀, ẹni yẹn máa kúkú òjijì ni. Ẹ̀yin ìjọba, kí ni nǹkan tá à ń jàǹfààní lára yín gan? Ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba ò tún séèfù. Báwo lẹ ṣe ṣe tí wọléwọlé tó fi sọ̀rọ̀ di medical doctor? This thing cannot happen in academics, because what you don't know you can't teach. Iṣẹ́ tó mọ̀ tó train fún, tó ní PhD nínú ẹ̀ gan, tó bá bọ́ síwájú àwọn Gen Z students, question tó máa bí ẹlẹ́rẹ̀, if you are not sound as a teacher, the students will mess you up. So you cannot study biochemistry and you want to go and be teaching in the department of psychology or philosophy, or you study public administration, you want to come to botany to come and lecture. What did you know that you want to teach? You cannot say you read chemistry and even if you have little knowledge of biology, then low level rẹ̀ ló máa kọ́. Báwo ni wọléwọlé ṣe dẹni tí ń mú abẹ́rẹ́, tí ń fúnyàn lábẹ́rẹ́, tí ń take advantage àwọn ọmọ nínú hospital ìjọba? It is saddening, it saddens the heart. Báwo ló ṣe débẹ̀? ọmọ wa ni ẹjọ́ ṣe ọmọ wa ni ẹjọ́ ṣe ojúṣàjú tẹ̀ ń ṣe kiri you start recruiting people who are not competent. It could be anybody. If this guy is your sister, your daughter, your cousin, what would you have done? Oyo State College of Education school to mention ó fẹ́ tó mẹ́rin kò fẹ́ rántí school tó lọ gan nígbà tálájì interrogate ẹ nínú studio yẹn ó lọ Oyo State Health and Technology kíní kan almost 4 schools ló mention. School méjì tó wà ní Ìbàdàn School of Nursing Ẹlẹ́yẹlé àwọn tó bá lọ School of Nursing Ẹlẹ́yẹlé tí wọ́n bá jáde they become a nurse. Now àwọn tó lọ school tó lọ Busan ìlọ School of Hygiene and Health and technical health yẹn wọlé náà máa dìtàn bá parí School of Hygiene yẹn School of Hygiene yẹn ló lọ ọdún kan àtòsù mẹ́fà ní ó fi máa ṣe OND in public health. Tí a bá parí ń bẹ̀ wọlé ni án bóò ló ṣe rápálá dénú hospital ẹ wo iye àwọn ọmọ tí ó ti dìfáìlì ẹ wo iye patient tí ó ti kú lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ẹni tó jẹ́ medical doctor gan tó wà trained for that assignment gan mistake máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó wà trained fún nǹkan yẹn gan and tó bá yẹ pé mistake ló bá ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n mọ bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń cover up ara wọn lẹ́ni tó dìídì jẹ́ qualified nurse doctor gan nurse gan ò tó bẹ́ẹ̀ láti pèrè ẹ̀ ní doctor nurse ò lè pèrè ẹ̀ ní doctor ambos bọ́sẹ̀ tí ò nurse tí ò doctor tó ṣe pé wọlé ni. So please help us to create this awareness. Mo dẹ̀ rí àwọn presenters, àwọn content creators, àwọn bloggers. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ọ̀rọ̀ Missy ni wọ́n sọ. Missy was also defiled according to her because of negligence and the negligence of parents. Kí òbí kó má mójútó ọmọ. Ọ̀tọ̀ nìyẹn. She was vulnerable at the age of 12. La gbọ́ pé yẹ ti gbé kalẹ̀ lẹ̀. She become vulnerable. Olórí burúkú lọkùnrin mi ó kó abẹ́ wọn yẹn wọ́n lè control rẹ̀. Tó bá fẹ́ fẹ́yàwó lọ fẹ́yàwó irú àwọn olórí burúkú Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì wọ́n níyàwó nílé torí wọ́n níwà tó fi ń kíìpù obìnrin wọ́n ní kárátà tó fi ń kíìpù obìnrin. So obìnrin ò lè bá rú wọn gbé narcissist nírú wọn wọ́n máa ń gbéraga ni wọ́n máa claim to be what they are not. Àgídìgbò lọmọ yẹn gan tó mọ̀ pé ní yìí kì í ṣe doctor ló tó mọ̀ pé olórí burúkú wọlé ni. Ó fún ọmọ ní abẹ́rẹ́ tó ọmọ fi sùn tó bá fẹ́ fún patient nírú abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn ẹ̀tọ́ patient yẹn mọ̀ lábẹ́ òfin medical tó bá fẹ́ fún patient ní abẹ́rẹ́ tó máa jẹ́ kó wà unconscious wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ sọ fún patient yẹn pé tó this injection I'm about to give you it will make you to react like this it will do this it will do that lábẹ́ òfin medical ó gbọ́dọ̀ fún patient ní injection yẹn láì jẹ́ pé èèyàn kan bá wà tó máa dúró tì í. Ó wá fọmọ lọ́mọ ní injection ó wọ́ lọ́nu tọ́ílẹ̀tì ó defile ẹ̀ ó wá sọ fáwọn OPC pé ọwọ́ ọbí kan ló ń ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó ń ṣe báyìí ó ń ṣàwo olórí burúkú tẹ́ ẹ bá ti rí iṣẹ́ ló dàbí èrè. Ọkùnrin tó bá ń defile ọmọ ẹ máa expose sí wọn keep exposing them tó bá expose sí wọn tó ń jìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wọn wọn ò ní tẹ̀síwájú mọ́ láti máa ṣe ìwà orí burúkú. Ó wá mú ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ọmọ tó ti dúró ọmọ tó wà ní 400 level tí ò mọ ọkùnrin rí ó wá ń defile ọmọ ẹ tó wá ń threat ẹ ó láwọn kan náà mọ tẹ̀lé òun nígbà tó jẹ́ pé àwọn OPC náà tán náà ó gbìjà òun wọn gbìjà òun mọ́ wọn kan ti wá ń tẹ̀lé òun ló ń ṣe ní kò ń wá gídígbò ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tó ti dúró that she has waited for number of years all because of pé abára wa ní country tó jẹ́ pé a value ẹ̀mí èèyàn a value right protocol a value pé kéèyàn ọmọ tẹ̀lé protocol nínú nǹkan téèyàn ọba máa ṣe a value rẹ̀ tá a bá value protocol ni wọléwọlé kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di doctor ní ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba for that matter. School of Nursing Ẹlẹ́yẹlé school méjì ló wà ní Ìbàdàn Ọ̀yọ́ state yẹn School of Nursing Ẹlẹ́yẹlé àwọn tó bá lọ bẹ̀ yẹn ló máa ń di nurse then School of Hygiene and Environmental Sciences ẹlẹ́yẹlé náà ní School of Hygiene and Environmental Sciences àbí òye wa báyìí àwọn yẹn health officer ni wọ́n sanitation officer ni wọ́n wọléwọlé tí wọ́n bá parí school wọléwọlé náà máa ń dì school lọmọkùnrin Káyọ̀dé ń lọ school yẹn ló lọ báwo ló ṣe wá di pé ó dé government hospital tó rè act as a doctor ń bẹ̀ ẹ dákun bẹ́ẹ̀ bá gbé patient lọ sí hospital tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́wọ́ náà ni patient tó gbére lọ sí hospital any doctor tó bá fẹ́ fún ẹ lábẹ́rẹ́ bí léèrè pé school wo ló ti jáde since how many years has he been practicing it is your right yes tí n bá fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ ní nǹkan right òbí ọmọ ni láti mọ qualification mi tí mo fẹ́ fi kọ́ ọmọ àwọn níṣẹ́ àbí òye báyìí nísìn so ẹni tó bá pèrè ní nurse tó fẹ́ gun yín lábẹ́rẹ́ ẹbí pé school bo ló ti jáde nígbà tẹ́mi show lesson àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń employ wa láti wá kọ́ ọmọ wọn you will present your certificate to them torí kì í sọ̀rọ̀ home lesson kọ́bọ̀kọ́bọ̀ ṣìṣìṣìṣì àwọn tó ṣe pé wọ́n wà educated wọ́n wà highly cerebral people làwọn náà wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ tó ọkà léèwé tó fi fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ àwọn níṣẹ́ ẹni tẹ́ bá ti ń bèrè qualification ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ láti jẹ́ pé kó tó ṣiṣẹ́ tó ti ń bínú ó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ ti mọ̀ pé irú yẹn kò qualify nìyẹn bí n bá qualify fún nǹkan inú mi máa dùn tán bá challenge mi láti bèrè wípé kí ni qualification mi bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ti ráwọn olórí burúkú bí Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì àwọn pedophile àwọn olófo àwọn tó máa ń bàtà yí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ jẹ́ tó ṣe páyé tiẹ̀ náà ti bàjẹ́ when you ask them their qualification they can't say they can't speak wọn ní lè sọ̀rọ̀ ó dákọ̀ tó school mẹ́rin lánàá kò tí rántí school tó lọ gan mọ́ ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run àwọn ìjọba ń gbọ́ jẹ́ pé amúkun ẹrù ẹwọ́ lọ́rọ̀ wa Nàìjíríà ṣé bákan náà ni wọ́n gbà sọ́fíìsì wọn ṣé wọ́n screen wọn ni ordinary market tá máa ń ṣe tó jẹ́ pé one off gan ni tí ì ṣe pé permanent recruitment kankan fẹ́ recruit ẹ pé ó fẹ́ mark lásán you go with your certificate they must see that you read this course in the university and at least you have first degree bóyá B.Ed ló ní o bóyá B.Sc ní o you must have B.Ed or B.Sc in that biology before you can mark and you must attend 3 days coordination tó bá ń ṣe scrutiny bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ní WAEC marking center gan lásán mélòó wá ní doctor mélòó ní medical doctor that claim to be a doctor you know turned himself to a doctor who is a wolewole in the real sense in the actual fact báwo ló ṣe di doctor ṣe rí wípé nowhere is safe in Nigeria torí gbà táwọn bá ga pa nísìn àmọ́ ní go to the hospital àmọ́ refer àwọn èèyàn sí hospital àmọ́ ní kán máa lọ hospital àmọ́ ga pa torọ́kàn wá balẹ̀ pé àwọn tí wọ́n wà níbẹ̀ they are competent only for us to be injected by a wolewole in a government hospital tó bá jẹ́ private hospital sí àníkílé tí ò lọ tìjọba ni mo ṣe sọ pé commissioner for health ní Kwara state mi ò mọ ẹni yẹn torí mi ò mọ politics the commissioner for health in Kwara state ẹ bá ń tag àwọn tó bá jẹ́ PA wọn àbáwọn heads wọn ní ọ̀rọ̀ ní hospital wolewole wà ńbẹ̀ tí ń ṣiṣẹ́ dókítà tí ń defile ọmọ all the states in the west Ọ̀ṣun state Ọ̀yọ́ state Lagos state Kwara state Kogi state and Ekiti state mélòó ṣé ó ti pé Ọ̀ṣun Ọ̀yọ́ Kogi Ekiti Lagos Ògùn àwọn state yẹn gbogbo yíyanyan ẹ lọ ṣe screening fún àwọn medical personnel tẹ recruit in the past 20 years bó bá ṣoṣù kan lẹ fi máa organize screening yẹn ẹ ṣe fún wọn wọ́n ní this thing happened to me today in one hospital in Oyo state a sì máa ṣe calling mo kàn fẹ́ explain ni màá dẹ̀ play video yẹn kẹ́ ẹ lè gbọ́ kí ara abiyamọ kó tààyàn ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ti ṣe chastity tẹ́ẹ̀tì jẹ́ chase torí ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run pa yín mọ́ you know kò sí bí ò ṣe ní dùnyàn torí this is a girl tí Ọlọ́run fún lórí ọ̀fẹ́ àti dúró ẹ wá wo bó ṣe lọ bá orí burúkú monster yìí tó lọ bá pàdé ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ̀yin content creator blogger tẹ́ ẹ bá stage show lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí a jẹ́ pé ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́ Nàìjíríà voice tá a ní àwọn èèyàn ni wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé wa tá a fi ní traffic online a gbọ́dọ̀ lo page wa láti gbé ọ̀rọ̀ ìjáde kó kan àwọn ìjọba lára this thing can happen to anybody báwo ni medical doctor wolewole ládùrú medical doctor tó ti graduate tí wọn ò rí iṣẹ́ ẹgbẹgbẹ̀rún medical doctor tó ti kúrò Nàìjíríà tó ti travel out tí àwọn hospitals wa tí ò sí doctor níbẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n study medicine tí wọ́n and the Nigerians we are very brilliant, we are brilliant people. Ńgbà tí wọn ò ti mọ̀yàn lókè wọ́n gbé certificate wọn pamọ́ sínú ilé láwọn qualified medical doctors that they know how to care for patients, that they know how to manage the health of patients, that they learn caring with their medicine. They are at home because wọn mọ minister, wọn mọ president, wọn mọ èèyàn kankan. Àwọn olóbùsàn tí wọn ò gba university kọjá débi kí wọ́n tiẹ̀ ní medicine kan study medicine tí wọ́n tó jẹ́ pé wọléwọlé ni wọ́n school wọléwọlé náà lọ wọ́n wá ń ṣiṣẹ́ medical doctor, a real medical doctor wà nínú ilé tí ò ríṣẹ́ ṣe. Which way Nigeria? That one is not even as painful as the defilement of a virgin who is a final year student in higher institution. A lady that will have suffered a lot for her to keep her hymen. I know what it means to wait because I waited over 3 decades. Only for her to be defied by this monster called Kayode Oyeniyi, who is a wolewole, a sanitation officer that finds his way into a government hospital parading himself as a medical doctor when he has never read medicine, he has never even been to the university. Is this not a shame and a slap on the face of Nigeria, a giant of Africa, and even a slap in the face of the health sector of Nigeria? Share this video, share this show. Every other person who has been a victim of ROAPE, who has been defied, who has been, raped by evil people, let them start coming out. We will keep talking about it. We will keep talking about it. Even when you consent, you give your body to your husband. If that husband is not gentle with you, you can be wounded. How much more somebody who has not given her body to a monster, and that monster took advantage of her. She didn't visit you at home. She didn't do boyfriend things. She fell sick and went to the hospital for treatment. Only for Kwara State not to screen their staff and for a wolewole to have his way into a government hospital, you understand, and start parading himself as a doctor, start injecting patients, giving them injection, making them to sleep and defile them, all because the Kwara State health sector could not screen their staff. It is only private hospitals that are always full of quack doctors and auxiliary nurses. Only for this to happen in a government hospital. It could be anybody. So if you cannot stage a show, share this video. Why won't you even stage a show? If it is a case of macaroni, jollof rice, VDM, fighting, beating themselves, people will start staging show. You will see a lot of people on TikTok talking about it. Please, start screening all your staffs. Health sector is not a sector that can be handled with levity because they deal directly with life. We have felt sick at some point in our life and we were well taken care of. The trauma that has been created in the head of this girl, only God can remove that trauma. We that we have never been a victim, may we not be unfortunate. May God heal the wound of as many people who have been victims. And this happened because the government failed us in Nigeria. How can somebody, this is the question I kept on asking, how can a sanitation officer act in the capacity of a medical doctor in a government hospital? Báwo ló ṣe débẹ̀? Báwo ló ṣe ṣe? Torí even in teaching gan, you have to tender all your certificates. They must know that you read that course. And if you don't read the course, the first time you appear in the classroom, you are going to fuck up, you are going to mess up. So, excuse me. This is so sad. ní cholera ẹ má ní dysentery ẹ má ní typhoid ẹ mu omi tó clean bóyá tewúrẹ́ kan bá kú àbágùntàn bá kú wọ́n á make sure pé wọ́n lọ rèé jù sínú odò kódò yẹn mọ̀ tún sàn wá síbi táwọn èèyàn ti bomi mu iṣẹ́ àwọn wolewole nìyẹn ẹni tí wọ́n bá ní pit toilet àwọn wolewole ó wá wò bí ṣe kí wọ́n ti lé ń pa tán bá ti di wípé toilet wọn ò dá prevention náà wà fún prevention pé kí cholera dysentery typhoid waterborne disease kọ́ mọ́ mú òyàn ní tí wọ́n wà fún nù wọ́n train wọn gan láti ṣe vital search tó máa ń ṣe yẹn vital search tó máa ń wò fúnpá tó máa ń wo temperature táwọn nurse máa ń ṣe these wolewoles are not trained to do it àwọn wolewole wọn wà trained láti ṣe vital search fún patients. Only a nurse, a qualified registered nurse is empowered, is trained to do vital search on a patient. I stand to be corrected. Nurse, doctors, ló lè ṣe vital search. À ń wo temperature, à ń wo blood pressure, à ń wo gbogbo everything ara. Nurse àbí doctor ló lè ṣe yẹn. Wolewole is not trained for that. Temperature ẹ gan tó máa fi thermometer sí bí abíyá yẹn kí ni wolewole gan wá dé hospital gan in the first place kí ló wá dé hospital tó lọ ń fọwọ́ kan patient. This is so sad. Àwọn sọ pé àwọn bandits ń wọ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì wọ́n yìnbọn wọ́n ń ṣe live stream lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ń ṣe service wọ́n live service wọn online àwọn bandits wọlé wọ́n yìnbọn wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn wọ́n kó àwọn èèyàn lọ ṣé ibi bandit ni ṣòro wá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà ni ṣé bí níbi kékèké yìí náà ni àwọn kan ni ó mọ̀ tí ó fi débẹ̀ báwọn ẹ wo àwọn tí ó sì bà láyé jẹ́ kó tó dórí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ yìí a very innocent girl very decent living her life for the Lord. It's sad. Irú wọn náà máa ń gbéraga nínú society nígbà tí mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ empower tí mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ teacher bí máa nǹkan nìyẹn tí ó ní káwọn ọmọ mọ̀ pé òun ní prince ó jẹ́ ọ̀pá sọ́pàá gàdé ló ń jẹ́ àbọ̀ ọ̀pá ṣàwà nínú orúkọ ẹ̀ ó ní káwọn ọmọ mọ̀ pé ẹ́ ní prince ó wá di àárọ̀ kùtùkùtù ọjọ́ Monday mathematics teacher ti wà nínú kíláàsì ọmọ wá kúnlẹ̀ nínú staff room ẹ̀yin ò ṣe ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máàsì ni ọ̀nkù kìíní kan ló ní kàn ó kúnlẹ̀ kí lẹ ṣe fún ó náà pé ń prince mo sọ fún mo níwò ó kì í ṣe prince ó ṣe ní kàn mọ́ pé ọ̀n prince ọ̀pá ló ń jẹ́ olówó láti ìlú ibi tó ló ti wá mo ti google ìlú yẹn kò sọ pàgádé nínú dynasty gbogbo tí wọ́n jọba rí ń bẹ̀ bóyá àwọn ancestors yíyan tó máa ń gbọ́pá ọba tó máa ń fàtẹ́gùn sọ́ba hùn torí àwọn tó bá jẹ́ ọba adé iná máa ń jẹ́ Adéyẹmí Adéyínká Adégbóyèga Adégoróyè Adéṣègbè Adésàwò ìlà wọn ọba máa ń jẹ́ ọba kì í jẹ́ ọ̀pá ṣe kinní kan àwa nìkan mọ́mọ́ pé ọ̀n prince ọwá nìkan kúnlẹ̀ láàárọ̀ Monday tán ti ń ṣe máàsì principal wọn bẹ̀ sí rí obìnrin ní and you know how a woman can be very very competent and strict when they lead mo ṣe lọ sọ fún mọ́mí nu pé báwọn ọmọ bá ti ẹ̀sẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ ó jẹ́ kan listen sí tí tíṣà ń sọ even as a teacher mo lọ́jọ́ kan tí mo ń ṣe reproductive system fáwọn ọmọ táwọn sọ̀rọ̀ nípa the reproductive organs the system the everything ọmọkùnrin kan tó rẹ́rìn lẹ́yìn mo ní kó dìde kó mọ orí òró ló wà títí mo fi parí kíláàsì yẹn orí ìnàró ìní lé ọbọ síta torí tí n bá lé ọbọ síta ohun tí mo sọ ní táìmù tó ọbọ ta tó bá jáde nínú ẹ̀sáàmù ọmọ àgbòdo ni so bóyá tí wọ́n sì gbé fún ọ́nù wáyẹ́kì nu ọwọ́ ànàrò síbí níbi tó jù mí ó ti tó ọ títí mo fi parí kíláàsì orí ìnàró ló wà ó lè mọ rin ẹ̀rín kọ́ ọmọ distract the serious students who are ready to learn. Bọ́sí ó ti yẹ àwọn ọmọ tíṣà ti wà nínú kíláàsì wọn ti ń kọ́ wọn ní mathematics ìwọ̀ wá ní kán wá kúnlẹ̀ kí wọ́n má lọ sí kíláàsì láti lọ kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ táwọn òbí wọn rán wọn wá kọ́ ó ní wọn ò pè ọ́n prince ó sì ṣe prince bí mo ṣe ní mo kúrú tó ìgan mo tó ga jù lọ ẹni tó kúrú jọmọ náà ó gbá èèyàn tó ga bí ilẹ̀kùn bó ṣe lóun ó gbọ́ga kan létí ńjọ́ kan náà tó ga bí ilẹ̀kùn mo wá sọ fún mo ní ti ẹ̀dùn náà ṣé chíà ló fẹ́ gùn tó fi gbẹ́ni ìlétí ni àbí tébù lọ́ máa mú gùn ó mọ ní ká mọ́ pè ọ́n prince ó sì ṣe prince ẹni tí bá ti ń béèrè táìtù tí ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ fún táìtù ẹ máa fura sí ẹ bí mo ṣe já ránkì ẹ̀jọ́ náà nù mo ní ó ìṣe prince èmi ò bu lójú ọmọ wọn o sẹ́mọ̀ yí pé èèyàn lè máa bu lójú ọmọ káàmọ́ náà mọ́ rí yàn fìn nígbà mo sọ lọ sọ fún mọ́mì tí mọ́mì principal ní kàn mọ́ lọ kíláàsì kan padà wá sáfù punishment wọn káàmọ́ tó dé mo ti sọ fún mo níwò ó lè mọ́ halẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn ọmọ níbí obìnrin gbogbo ọmọ òun tó dé jáàbù ntí ò dé jáàbù ó lo bẹ̀rẹ̀tì and it's a government school wọ́n ló ṣe ní ká mọ̀ pé on prince ṣé prince náà fi employ as a teacher sí bí ni tọ́wọ́ múra tọ́ máa halẹ̀ mọ́ ọmọ ó sì ṣe prince gan ó ṣe prince tọrọ ọ̀págadé lọ ń jẹ́ sáwọn ìdílé ọba máa ń dọ́pà sọmọ dọ́pà nínú ìdílé ọba kì í ṣe adéyẹmí adéṣègbà adédiwúrà adéfúnminire adédire iná ń jẹ́ nínú ilé ọba adébáyọ̀ adéṣínà àwọn tó bá máa ń joyè wọ́n máa jẹ́ oyè níkẹ́ oyè níyì oyè dèjì oyè ṣègbà oyè ṣàwo o ẹ̀jọba ẹ̀jọyè oríkọ́ mọ́mọ́ pé on prince kò irú wọn yẹn kò yàtọ̀ sí eléyìí tó yẹ pé kò lọ sí school of medical doctor kò study medicine wọlé ni ó lọ ń pàrẹ́ẹ̀dì ara ẹ̀ as a doctor ọmọbìnrin yẹn tó wá sọ pé ẹni tó tún jí ọ̀gá ní hospital yẹn yóò tún mọ́ ní káwọn máa pè ní doctor yí pé doctor ní gbogbo àwọn máa ń pè é this is so sad. That's one thing tí mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ nípa academics if you are not a doctor tó o bá ti kó o lo ọgbọ̀n ọdún kó o mọ̀ tí round up PhD rẹ Mr. lọ máa jẹ́ ó dìgbò ó bá parí tó o ṣe gbogbo everything necessary done and dusted tó o publish paper ẹ tó o ṣe gbogbo tó yẹ kó o ṣe tó o ti ṣe defense 1 defense 2 final defense tó o ṣe everything bó o bá ti ṣe tó ń reject iṣẹ́ ẹ padà bí o ti wá ni. So when you are done, you do induction, your name is published from the name of that university as one of the people who finished their doctorate program in that university. Then you start bearing that title, a doctor in academics. But when it comes to the medical doctor, if you did not study medicine in a reputable university, 6 years and a year workmanship, 7 years altogether, nothing the doctor. Oh, wá lọ say 18-month program ní School of Hygiene and Public Health nìbàdàn. Oh, wá find the way ara ẹ in a wrong way into a government hospital, parading yourself as a medical doctor. Not that one alone, you defied a virgin who has waited, who is still waiting. Orí wípé rú wọ Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì nǹkan ọmọ bímọ gan sàn torí tó bá sàn ègún yẹn tó bá bímọ ègún yẹn máa ré láti ìran kan sínú Ọlọ́run gan náà wọ́n bẹ̀sẹ̀ bàbá wò lára ọmọ to the 4th generation ni mo ṣe ń call on all the health sectors and all the government parastatals. When last did you screen your staffs? When last did you request for the certificate of your staffs and screen them and ascertain that they are not wrongly placed? Àwọn tí wọn ò ní qualification tó yẹ kí wọ́n fi ṣiṣẹ́ ẹ tò wọ́n sí inú ilé iṣẹ́ ẹlòmíì ò lè fìdí ìgò kan hó. You will see, it's only Nigeria that you will see a civil servant still working on having a degree, and you will see a degree holder looking for how to get a work. Everything is turned upside down. So do a certificate check. Doctors, nurses, and all public health officers, because these people, they deal directly with lives. There must be a certificate check. There are a lot of Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì watching me presently. Tó mọ̀ pé ìwé ẹ̀rí tó fi ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọn fọ́ọ̀jì ẹ̀ ni. Fọ́ọ̀jì ẹ̀ ni. There are a lot of people like that. Tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó pé wọn qualify fún iṣẹ́ yẹn. There are a lot of work tó pé all fields applied ni. Kò sí course tó study tó ní lè ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀. Tó bá ti máa train yẹn. Ìyẹn yàtọ̀. But when it comes to professional courses like doctor, nurse, engineer, you know, you cannot bring anybody from any other field to function in that capacity. It cannot work. Giant of Africa in 2025. In the 2025, we still have a wolewole working as a doctor in a government hospital. In this 2025, Ibeyela Shiwa, the Giant of Africa. So look at all the hospitals around you. Hope there is no wolewole working there as a medical doctor. is very important. All private hospitals and clinic, they should know the work of auxiliary nurses. Àwọn nurse, àwọn auxiliary nurse, they are not nurse. Wọn kì í ṣe nurses. As a matter of fact, wọ́n máa ń bá àwọn auxiliary nurse there, because before you know it, they will start working in the capacity of a nurse. Ó lẹ́nìkan sọ ń sìn pé bóyá àwọn èèyàn náà ń pè doctor. How can people be calling you what you are not? It is your right to reject a title that you are not yet qualified to bear. Or that title you don't like it. Kéèyàn kan pè ẹ́ bóyá is okay. Bọ́n ṣe ń pè doctor tó ń dáhùn yẹn, tó bá jẹ́ pé èébú náà bú, ṣé yóò mọ dáhùn èébú yẹn? Bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí wípé òun lè hide sábẹ́ title yẹn láti máa defile àwọn ọmọ, láti máa take advantage àwọn èèyàn. Òun ló ṣe ń bí àwọn orúkọ yẹn lọ. Any title tó o bá ti fẹ́ jẹ́, o ò tí qualify láti jẹ́, kò wù ẹ́ láti jẹ́, people should not call you that title. Yeah. A lot of people will come and say, are you a pastor? I followed one of your Bible study section. I'm not a pastor, I'm just a Christian. A simple Christian. Mi ò kì í ṣe pastor. Yes. Mi ò kì í ṣe evangelist. I'm a Christian. I'm just a sister in the Lord. Full stop. Don't call me what I am not. Ntẹ̀yàn bá ní backup, tẹ̀yàn ń jẹ́. Bóyá o kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ débẹ̀, o kàwé débẹ̀, honorary ni, whatever, then you know how to do it. Bẹ́ẹ̀ wá ń pèrè ní title tó o kàwé ẹ̀, o qualify fún. Wọ́n wá gbé ẹjọ́kọ́ kalẹ̀ bí ẹṣin tí wọ́n ṣe lọ́sọ̀ọ́. O wá àwọn ọkùnrin gidi tó rí wọ́n pé wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ìyàwó ní ṣùlọ́kà ni. Wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ìyàwó ní ṣùlọ́kà ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ bá ti ráwọn olórí burúkú bí irú Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì yẹn tó jẹ́ wọléwọlé tó lọ ń pèrè dókítà tó ń dìfáìlì ọmọ. Tẹ́ bá ti rí àwọn olórí burúkú bí Adéyẹmọ Ayọ̀délé, àwọn narcissist, àwọn olófo, àwọn aláyé bàjẹ́ aláyé yòrò bó ṣe máa kápá kangare wọn ní nǹkan kan o. Kódà àwọn wà nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì gan. Even in the church, you see proud people, very arrogant. Bó ṣe máa kó garure wọn ní nǹkan kan. They don't have anything. They have never been to the four walls of classroom. They are just opportunistic. Àwọn opportunistic tó kàn jẹ́ pé irú eléyìí irú Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì báyìí nísìn. Bóyá ọmọ àwọn olóṣèlú kan ni, ọ̀nà kan ni ó ṣàgbàdé bẹ́ẹ̀ bó ló ṣe débẹ̀. Torí kò sí nǹkan kan táwọn afẹ́ ṣe l'academic star ní screen. Bí mo ṣe ní mo ti mark for the past 10 years tí n bá relocate kúrò níbí tí mo wá lọ another state. Mi ò lè sọ pé because I have been marking, màá lọ get scratch ni. Ngbọ bá tò lẹ́yìn, wàá ṣe coordination. Tó o bá ṣe coordination gan is not a guarantee pé o máa get pasu. Ibi tó ń gbé tẹ́lẹ̀ tó ti jẹ́ regular marker yẹn, ibẹ̀ ni pasu ẹ máa dé sí for that year. Ngbà tó sì ti sí ń bẹ̀ mọ́, the pasu will be given to another person. Ibi tó relocate yẹn lọ wàá lọ get scratch. You go there with the originals of your credentials. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ rí pé o jẹ́ graduate in that subject. Because I believe pé script ẹyọ kan ọmọ ó represent life ọmọ yẹn. 1 mark ó lè cost ọmọ ní a whole year. Yes. 1 mark ìdẹ́lélẹ́yìn ó lè ran ọmọ lọ́wọ́, ọmọ tó ti rẹ̀wẹ̀sì pé òun ò fẹ́ kàwé mọ́ tóun bá tún ti fail year yìí òun ò ní lọ school mọ́. 1 mark tó bá wà careful tó waste fún ọmọ yẹn ó lè mú kọ́ ọmọ yẹn pass subject yẹn tí ó sì wá padà wá kàwé. Toro mọ ntọ́mọ yẹn bóyá ó ti ṣe ní last year tí ó pass year. So we believe that a script represents the life of a candidate. So kò sí tajà tẹran irú wa ògiri wa. If you are not qualified, you cannot mark. Ìyẹn ní script paper. Ambọ̀sibọ̀sí odidi èèyàn, odidi ọmọ, tára rí ọjà tó wọ hospital. A patient can be unconscious. Tó máa lajú báyìí ló tó mọ̀ tán mọ̀ kí ọ pẹ̀lẹ́. Ọlọ́run ọba o, irú ìgbésí ayé wo la wá ní Nàìjíríà yìí? Irú country wo la wà gan-an? I don't understand. Ibo ni bí ìsádi báyìí gan. Kí olórí burúkú Káyọ̀dé Oyèníyì tó jẹ́ wọléwọlé. Àwọn kan náà ni wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù bó ṣe dèrò hospital yẹn. Ayi máa pè wọlé o. Torí show yìí mi manage time fún rárá mo fẹ́ ṣe show yìí to the fullest ni torí mo ṣì máa download video yìí máa fi ránṣẹ́ sí appropriate quarters. Start screening all your staffs, all the people you employed. Ṣẹ́rí àwọn civil servants in Nigeria àfẹ́ntọ́ bá níbẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run láti inú ilé tẹ́ bá dé àwọn government offices yàtọ̀ fún health sector gan the way báwọn ará abẹ ṣe máa ṣe sí yín nígbà tí ò sí anybody tí ó check activity wọn. 2017 lóhun ti ṣe tán mọ yẹ títí ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ hospital yẹn ṣé kò sí screening ni nígbà táwa wà ní school àwọn inspector máa ń wá. Yes, inspectors will come, they will inspect the teachers, then screen them, to check their certificate. Wọ́n lè fi odidi ọjọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ kan wọ́n lè fi ṣe wọ́n ti jẹ́ kó bọ́ sí inú ọlúdé àwọn ọmọ ti wà lọ́lúdé. They can't come during the section so that the academic of the students will not be disturbed. Ṣé báwọn kan náà design curriculum fún education? Kí ni curriculum, kí ni òfin tó follow àwọn medicals? Tí wọlé tí yóò fi wá mọ̀ di tí ọmọ ṣiṣẹ́ doctor hospital ìjọba for that matter. So even private hospital wọ́n lè employ quack yo all because pé wọ́n fẹ́ sanwó, but the finding of a patient kò fẹ́ lè ṣẹlẹ̀ in private hospital torí àwọn staff bẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú bẹ̀rù pé individual àwọn bá ṣiṣẹ́ kí wọ́n má sáàkì àwọn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ìjọba civil servant in Nigeria bó ṣe wọ́n ní ọ̀sẹ̀ mọ́ ṣe torí ọ̀sẹ̀ tí ó check iṣẹ́ wọn kò sẹ́ni tí ó correct wọn kò dàbí academic tó ṣe pé lesson note ẹ gan wọ́n máa kí ẹ̀ kò sí bó ṣe lọ́ọ́ mọ̀ ìwé tó as a teacher there will be somebody who will mark your lesson note. Wọ́n á check gbogbo lesson plan everything na máa check. Even when you mark àwọn team leaders àwọn checkers wọ́n wà they will check what you have marked. You make any mistake they return the parcel to you, go and remark. Bó bá ti ṣe mistake lórí script kan ṣoṣo báyìí gbogbo packet ibi tó ti yọ script yẹn na máa ní ọlọ tún mark kì í ṣe gbogbo parcel o. If you are a marker, if you have been marking, you will know the difference between a parcel and a packet. Parcel ó ní gbogbo script tó gbà tó wà nínú parcel ẹ bóyá 300 script ni bóyá 200 script ni. Now nínú parcel yẹn the parcel is made up of different centers. Now each center ó contain the number of candidates tó ṣe exam ní center yẹn. Now tó bá mú bóyá center márùn na pack fún ẹ tó equivalent to the gbogbo parcel tó gbà ó wá mọ́ mú ní packet by packet. Each packet is made up of the number of candidates that sat for exam in that school. Now nínú packet yẹn bóyá 30 or 60 scripts ló wà ńbẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ pé 60 script ní bẹ nínú parcel yẹn nínú packet kan ó wá mark team leader rẹ̀ ó wá rọra mú bí mẹ́ta àbí mẹ́rin láti fi check because when you start marking your team leader will be checking. So wọ́n mú sample nínú each of the packet bóyá mẹ́ta náà mú nú eléyìí wọ́n mú méjì nbí wọ́n mẹ́ta nbí tí wọ́n bá rí mistake lórí script kan gbogbo packet yẹn náà ni ó lọ remark. Because the idea is for you to have made mistake on one script. It means you have made mistake on the script of all the candidates in that center. Because it's possible pé teacher kan náà ló train gbogbo wọn. So point tí candidate kọ tó gbà tó lọ ṣí fún yẹn gbogbo tí wọ́n ṣe sáàmù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ti ṣí fún nu ọlọ́rẹ̀ tún ṣe ni. They scrutinize. They make sure that no mistake. Ọlọ́run nìkan ní 100% bẹ́ẹ̀ 0.00001 error margin. Ìta bá ń ṣe yẹn fún script ọmọ. Mélòó wá ní èèyàn gidi èèyàn physical èèyàn. Tẹ́nìkan ọmọ tẹ́jì sí kọ́ ọmọ fóun lábẹ́rẹ́. Wàá bìkítà ìgbésí ayé èèyàn ẹ̀kan dédé ń ṣe tùrọ̀tùrọ̀ wọ́n rán èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n mọ̀ lo favorism, nepotism, tribalism, oríṣiríṣi àwọn nǹkan. Nigeria belong to all of us. Irú ọmọ yìí tó ti dúró tó yẹn tó yẹ kó mọ̀ tó encourage àwọn fellow obìnrin láti dúró fún Ọlọ́run. Tí bá ṣe pé orí ọ̀fẹ́ bá kù fún ọmọ yẹn kò ní lè work in that capacity again pé tó ń fi dúró báyìí tírú nǹkan báyìí ṣẹlẹ̀ sóhun ó máa wà discourage ni. Torí olórí burúkú kan torí pé a ní ìjọba tí ò care fún wa as a citizen It could be anybody. So certificate check is very important. That is the main purpose for this program. Torí mo mọ̀ pé Alhaji ti handle program, wọ́n ti handle case yẹn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti sọ pé in fact àwọn ọlọ́pàá Ọ̀yọ́ state gan wọ́n ní wọ́n ti ní àwọn group kan tí wọ́n monitor kọ́kọ́rọ́ alátẹ. Wọ́n ti ní àwọn group kan tó pé kọ́kọ́rọ́ alátẹ náà monitor any case that has to do with a criminal offence straight to jail ni. So ìyẹn that one has been transferred to the appropriate quarters. But the remaining people like him tó sì wà ní government hospital tó kọ́ máa ṣe head count lọ́dọọdún àbí every 2 years kọ́ máa ṣe head count kọ́ máa ṣe certificate screening ká lè mọ̀ pé àwọn tá a lọ ń tẹ́ra wálẹ̀ fún abẹ́rẹ́ fún drip they are qualified people. Fish out the unscrupulous ones, the ones that are unscrupulous, the ones that are unqualified, screen them out. All the healthcare professionals that you have employed for the past 20 years, screen them. Screen out the unscrupulous ones and the ones that are not qualified for the tax that is given to them. Àwọn doctor mi náà rí wọn torí pé wọ́n ti ní private hospital tí wọ́n ní tọ́jú patients. They will keep referring that patient to their own private hospital and they are collecting salary lọ́wọ́ ìjọba. Alhaji bí olóbùkú ìlérè pé ṣé ó sì ń fún yín ní salary gẹ́gẹ́ bí doctor. Ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, he was being paid as a doctor. You know, tọ́rọ̀ bá ṣẹlẹ̀ hierarchy lèèyàn máa tó sí. The fact that he was paid yẹn gan is not even as much as the damage he has caused. Damage tó ti cause tó bá wà HIV positive fún sí, what will be the fate of this girl? If that Oyeniyi Kayode is HIV positive, kí ló máa jẹ́ fate ọmọ ọlọ́mọ who has kept herself and refused to mingle with the world and refused to be involved in immorality. Àwọn ọkùnrin míì okó wọn ló ń control wọn, okó abẹ́ wọn lè pa mọ́, wọn lè pa okó yẹn mọ́. Wọ́n ti wá di oníranù tó jẹ́ pé ọmọ kékeré ò ṣe fi ti ọkùnrin míì. Ń gbọ́ jẹ́ wípé ní ìgbéraga ò jẹ́ kán lè fẹ́ yàwó. Ẹni tí ó bá fẹ́ ìyàwó tí ó bóbìnrin gbé ó gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ẹni tó lóye, tó gbọ́n, tó lẹ́mìí ìfẹ́, tó lẹ́mìí ìpamọ́ra, tó ní sùúrù. All these things fruit of the spirit yẹn wọ́n ní. So wọ́n wà lọ́mọ defile àwọn ọmọ ọdún kan àwọn ọmọ ọdún méjì. Irú wọn náà máa ń fẹ́ yàwó tí yàwó mọ̀ forí ṣe fọrùn ṣe fún wọn láti remain nínú ilé wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìyàwó. Orí burúkú náà máa ṣe sí ìyàwó yẹn. Wọ́n á frustrate ayé ìyàwó yẹn tó fi máa kúrò nínú ilé wọn. Nígbà tí wọ́n bá ń lé ìyàwó lọ wọn ní rántí pé ọkọ ń bẹ ní abẹ́ àwọn tó máa nídìí obìnrin jọ kan. Wọn ní rántí yẹn. Wọ́n wá máa defile ọmọ káàkiri. Anybody tó bá defile ọmọdé ó máa kú sí ẹ̀wọ̀n ni. Àfi tírú àwa yóò bá gbọ́. Àfi tá a bá gbọ́. Àtọmọdé o àtàgbà o, anybody that is defiled, send the case to us. We will send it to the appropriate quarters. Ṣó yẹ kó máa jẹ́ pé hospital níbi tá a ti ń gba ìwòsàn tá a ń pè ní ilé ìwòsàn lédè Yorùbá, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló yẹ kí wọ́n tún ti lọ ọmọ compound ìṣòro ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. Ara ọmọ ọ̀yá ó lọ fún ìtọ́jú, báwo ń wọléwọlé ṣe di doctor lọ́spítù ìjọba. Tó bá ṣe private hospital wọ́n ní kó ti hospital ń pa torí wípé ẹni tó ní ọ̀fẹ́ sanwó doctor gidi ló ṣe lọ gbàgbàkúgbà síbẹ̀. Àìmọye doctor tí ò parí iléèwé tí ò graduate tẹ́ pé bá 400 level náà ti rusticate yẹ yóò wà package ara ẹ̀ as a doctor. Private hospital náà máa ń gbà wọ́n torí tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ government hospital gan, after you have submitted your certificate they will go to your school and go and request for your transcript. They will go there at your back without they want to know if you have record in that school. Bóyá o ní record ní school yẹn, bóyá o tó lọ ti graduate, bóyá rusticate yẹn gan ni, bóyá you never graduated from that university. They will go and investigate. Kò sí yẹ tó parí, your transcript will be in an online. An online ó máa wà níbẹ̀. Àìmọye tí ò ní sáti kódà nínú ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì. Èmi rẹ́yàn tó jẹ́ wípé ní certificate tó àtọ́kọ ẹ fi ṣèyàwó ó ní ọkọ ń lò pẹ̀lú obìnrin mi láti lọ ordain nínú church gẹ́gẹ́ bí pastor ńbẹ̀. Yes. Ìyá kan ló dàárín wọn rú, ó ní òun ò láìkì àwọn tán bá wá láti ìlú wọn ó sì ti bímọ méjì ìyá kọ́dẹ̀ dà wọ́n rú wọn jà wọn ṣe kan ìgbà tí wọ́n scatter ìgbà yẹn lọ́kọ́ tó lọ school of pastor wọ́n dẹ̀ fẹ́ ọ̀dẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹ̀bí bíbélì sì sọ pé ẹni tán bá fi sórí ìjọ kó jọ kọ aya kan ẹni ọba níjọ tiẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tán fẹ́ yàn sórí ìjọ Paul sọ fún Timothy pé gbọ́dọ̀ jọ kọ aya kan òun àtìyàwó òsìsì pọ̀ mọ́ ó ló wá bẹ̀rù gan ni pé kò ń dákun kó òun yọ̀ǹda certificate ṣàmọ̀ pé certificate registry obìnrin náà máa ń fún ó lóun wá bí mọ́mí òun léèrè mọ́mí òun wá ní ọmọ dáadáa ni tí ìbá kúkú ṣèyẹ́ ẹ̀ tó da àárín yín rú ṣe bí kò sí ọ̀ fún un ó ní bóun ṣe fún un nìyẹn ó wá lọ rè fẹ́ ìyàwó ó wá ní kí àkọ́bí òun tó jí ọkùnrin kó wá bóun àtìyàwó yẹn gbé fún bí oṣù méjì kó máa pè ìyàwó òun mọ́mì kí àjọ kán lè rò pé ìyàwó òun ló bí fún òun sàtífíkẹ̀tì náà fi ọ̀dẹ́ rẹ̀ dàrọ́ yìí wọ́n ọ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé orúkọ tí ń bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kì í sorúkọ woman tán jọ ń gbé yìí mo ní dáná ń pa tẹ́yìn wá lọ remarry as a second wife ìyálé tẹ́ remarry sí lọ́dọ̀ ó ti pa ọkọ jẹ fún yín nísìn ẹ ní padà sọ́dọ̀ first husband yín ó ní hàn kó mọ́ dàbí pé òun ṣoore tán òun lóṣòtì mo ní hàn ṣé èyí tẹ́ wá ń ṣe yìí lọ́dà ìyẹn sì wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń fẹ́ lá and the church felt that the certificate that is using to do his pastor work was the marriage he did with this woman this mommy pastor rẹ̀ because nobody knows that he has been married before so gbogbo atan lo fake certificate ṣiṣẹ́ kò síbi tí wọn ò sí wọ́n wà ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì gan wọ́n wà ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ibi tán lè ti pọ̀ sí ibẹ̀ ní school because a teacher that cannot speak good English a teacher that does not understand the subject matter can never strive well in a school academics náà lè ti pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ all other ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ nu jọ́ mẹ́ta ìnáná rí fake lawyer kan lawyer ni tí sì ń gbọ́ sọ lawyer tí ń dé wíìgì kò sì lọ law school kò study law kò lọ law school gan ìgbà wọn lè fẹ́ ṣe gbogbo yẹn dà impersonation character assassination téèyàn ọba ní certificate fún kí lẹ́yìn ọmọ péré ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ sí kí lẹ́yìn ọmọ péré ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ sí wọ́n sọ fún màdámù yẹn mo ní ẹ má wulẹ̀ sunkún torí ẹni tán fẹ́ yìí ẹni nífẹ̀ẹ́ wọn gan bẹ̀ torí wàhálà ẹ mọ̀ orogún and co limited nígbà mo sáà rí pé ara wọn ti relax díẹ̀díẹ̀ mo ṣáà ń béèrè wọn everyday màá tún díẹ̀ mú wọn bó o níṣẹ́ wà lálàáfíà nǹkan kan torí ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì tọkọ yẹn ti kú wọn mọ̀ pọ́kọ yẹn kú wọ́n sì expect ẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wọn torí yóò wọ́dọ̀ wọn yóò lọ́dọ̀ ìyálé yóò wọ́dọ̀ wọn yóò so time tó lọ resume sọ́dọ̀ ìyálé time tó yẹ kó dọ́dọ̀ wọn ti tó àsó ti kú tán mọ̀ ara rí òyà ìyálé yẹn wá wọ gámẹ́ǹtì fún ó wọ sùtánà fún ó sì bó pa tó fi kú wọ́n ti sin àwọn tán jẹ́ àbúrò ọkọ náà wá sẹ́ǹdì fídíò bí tán ti ń sìn náà sẹ́ǹdì ẹ̀sìn woman yìí mo wá ní gbogbo wọn tán ń ṣàdúrà sí lára yìí ṣé ẹ̀ẹ̀mọ̀ kankan nu wọn láwọn ò mọ̀ kankan o wọ́n ń sunkún ni sá létà náà wá ẹsẹ̀ wàá sọ fún mi pé àwọn kúkú ti married tí marriage àwọn dẹ̀ beautiful gan náà wá fún mi ní story mo ní ẹ̀ẹ́sẹ̀ padà lọ ọbẹ̀ ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tọkọ yín fẹ́ náà mọ̀ pé tó ń fẹ́ ti níyàwó rí ẹ kálukú òdúró ẹ̀ lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni ìgbà ìṣe pé yóò kó púpọ̀ sínú ilé àwọn ò fẹ́ bá sẹ́ẹ̀rànṣẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kìnìún mo ní so ìní fi ń so certificate tó fi fẹ́ ẹ̀yin in ló wá fi lọ present ní church ló wá mélé ilé ṣé lẹ́yìn tó fẹ́ ilé gbà ṣóun lè gbà kí wọ́n fi certificate náà fi fẹ́ òun lọ present pẹ̀lú omi náà fi certificate so the name on the certificate bears the name of this first woman whereby this one is the one standing as a wife bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ yàwó méjì mẹ́ta kò sí tó kò ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ bẹ̀t kálukú maintain lé ní ẹni nísìnyí tẹ́ wá lọ remarry tí gbogbo eléyìí tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nísìnyí ṣé ẹ ní get your mind together and look for how to do kúkú jà so a lè pè ní reconciliation gbà tí ṣe pé ẹ jà ṣé ìyá ọkọ yín yẹn kò mọ̀ wípé ìlú ilẹ̀ ti wá tẹ́lẹ̀ kẹ́ tó kọ́ tó wá fẹ́ yín ní ṣùlọ́kà nílé yín ní tí mo fẹ́ fàyọ́ bẹ̀ ni pé all the people using fake certificates to work they must be screened and it is not in hospital alone ibẹ̀ ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ibẹ̀ ní àwọn all other government of ibẹ̀ ní ministry ẹlòmíì ò jáde iléèwé so Oyèníyì Káyọ̀dé ni orúkọ máa yẹn wọléwọlé ni wọléwọlé ó dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ di dókítà ní ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba torí ẹ̀ ìlà ṣe ń call upon all the CMDs chief medical directors in all general hospitals the commissioner for health Kwara State ẹ jẹ́ tó bá mọ commissioner for health ti Kwara State ẹ bá ń tẹ̀ sí comment section ẹ bá ń tag wọn hospital yẹn wà ní Òró ní Kwara ibẹ̀ ni hospital yẹn wà níbi tí wolewole títí ń ṣiṣẹ́ ń bẹ̀ as a medical doctor tí sì ń gba salary lọ́wọ́ ìjọba medical doctor gidi tí ó competent tí ó mọṣẹ́ wọn ò rí bí lọ ń gbà àwọn ọmọ èèyàn. It is high time for us as a country to go back to the right path. Ká padà sí ẹsẹ̀ àárọ̀ where things are being done rightly, where people are being recruited on merit, not on nepotism or favorism, but on merit. That is it. When you see a brilliant student, you don't manipulate things on them. Lecturer tó bá mọṣẹ́ student gan mọ̀ pọ́n ga ìmọ̀ṣẹ́ yìí wọ́n ní fẹ́ mọ̀ mí sí class yẹn ó lè strict o because most of our lecturers are very disciplined and strict but tó o bá ti jẹ́ obedient student in fact you will succeed tó o bá ti jẹ́ ọmọ tó gbọ́ràn tó múra síṣẹ́ ìníṣẹ́ ń ká mi lára lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ yìí ọmọ tó jẹ́ pé kò kí ń ṣe onírìn àrè ni kò kí ń ṣe ọmọ rádaràda ọmọ tó parẹ́ ẹ̀mọ̀ fọ́lọ́hun tó dúró pé òun ò ní gbára òun lẹ̀fẹ́ tí ọ̀fẹ́ òun tó lórí burúkú kan tó dàbí èrè tẹ́ bá ti rí bó ṣe rí lágídí ìgbọ̀ngàn ẹ ti mọ̀ wípé eléyìí ayé rí kò jìnnà sí tó lórí ibú tó irú monster yẹn tí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ wá lọ fọ́ọ̀lù sọ́wọ́ orú ẹ̀ all because she finds herself in a country that does not value protocols. Because taban follow protocol ni wolewole ibo lo so fe gun ye fo wá sí inú hospital ni. Somebody who does not even have first degree or masters, let alone PhD. Báwo ló ṣe find jare níwájú àwọn university students as a lecturer. Kí ló fẹ́ wí ní tó ńgbà tó bá débẹ̀. What did you want to say? You don't even have a master's degree in that subject. Kí ló fẹ́ sọ? Ni mo ṣe ní tó bá jẹ́ academics ni kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ àṣírí ti máa tú. Oh, they function in the capacity of a lecturer if you have not had at least master's degree or even first degree àwọn graduate assistants yẹn gan is either you have a first class or 2-1. Me dey feel kan recruit to graduate assistants mo sin. Assistant lecturer ni and the minimum is masters and you must be very sound because the students you are coming to face Gen Z ni wọ́n they even some of them will even prove that they know better than you. So wolewole ò lè wá mọ́ play role medical doctor kò lè possible kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ l'academics field. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni because professors are the ones that will screen you kí ló ń gbé bọ̀ tán rírí kí ló fẹ́ sọ tán gbọ́ rí. So it is so sad. Ẹ mọ̀ fídíò yẹn ó ń dùn mí gan mi fẹ́ play ẹ̀. Torí as much as téèyàn bá ti ń play ẹ̀ báyìí yóò tún mọ jẹ́ kí ìbànújẹ́ yẹn kó tún ru sókè. I just pray that God Almighty will heal the wound of this girl. Kí Ọlọ́run kó bá wa heal wound ẹ̀ both physically and even spiritually, even mentally. God Almighty will heal her. Her name is withheld for security purpose, which is good. And we pray that wherever she is, Ọlọ́run á bá wa heal wound ẹ̀ and God will help her, and uphold her to still continue to maintain that standard. It's good to wait. It's good to wait, just that it is quite unfortunate. Bó lọ bọ́ sọ́wọ́ monster yẹn. Ẹ̀wọ̀n ló dẹ̀ máa kú sí. Torí Alhaji ti sọ pé táwọn bólúwa ti ń bẹ tẹ́mi ẹ̀ wà táwọn ń jẹ́ Oríyọmí. Kò ní bọ́ nínú ẹ̀wọ̀n yẹn ní ọmọkùnrin. Ẹ wá dúró wọn tí ó ti ṣe irú iṣẹ́ láàbí sí. Ìyí gan ṣe bá OPC tán lọ́mọ lọ bá ṣe bọ́n ti pa ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn mọ́lẹ̀. Àwa náà tá jẹ́ pàtí ẹ̀ ní platform tá lè fi reach out sí èèyàn. Àwa náà dákẹ́ à ń sọ̀rọ̀ mi sí. A lot of things are wrong. Wọ́n ní the necessary screening must be done in all government institutions. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni necessary screening must be done. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tí nígbà tó jẹ́ pé ẹran tó ń bọ̀ wá ṣe screening gangan ti gbàbọ̀dè forílẹ̀-èdè. Ẹni tí ń gba bribe orílẹ̀-èdè ni ń gbàbọ̀dè fún. Kì í ṣe innocent person yẹn gan nìkan ló ń gbàbọ̀dè fún. Ó ń gbàbọ̀dè forílẹ̀-èdè gan. Is it not a slap on our face as the giant of Africa? When a sanitation officer is acting in the capacity of a medical doctor, ṣé àwọn other countries gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ ni? Kí la ń portray image change country wa kí la fẹ́ kéèyàn máa fi á pè gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè bára èèyàn ọ̀bá yá hospital náà láàní ó lọ go to the hospital tóra àti fẹ̀mí balẹ̀ pé àwọn doctors wà bẹ́ẹ̀ that they are capable only for a patient to be unconscious you drugged her, you injected her, she became unconscious, and you defied her, a virgin, a final year student who has waited in this corrupt world. Ni mo sọ fún pé kó má wulẹ̀ bí ọmọ gbogbo ọmọ tó bá fokó ẹ̀ bí gbogbo wọn pátápátá ẹ̀san ìwà burúkú tó wù yóò máa ké lórí àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ so kó rọra lọ ju sẹ́wọ̀n kó dẹ̀ rọ́tìn síbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni torí àtọ́hún àti gbogbo ìrandíran rẹ̀ pátápátá gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n jìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tó ṣẹ̀ ni wọ́n jìyà ìwà iṣẹ́ ibi tó wù yẹn. Hey, Solzy Mama, wọ́n ní Sebi she has left before and went somewhere else. If the man didn't die, he would have still been his side chick. Why would she now go back to her first husband who has moved on? Mo rò pé orí yín ò pé. Mo rò pé orí burúkú fẹ́ sọ jẹlẹ́gùn gbá yín. Solzy Mama, mo rò pé ṣé pè fún yín. Mo rò pé ṣé pè fún yín. Ṣé tó bá jẹ́ yín ni ṣẹ́yìn lè gbarú rẹ̀? Ṣẹ́yìn lè gbarú rẹ̀? Because she has moved on. Obìnrin tó move on pẹ̀lú ìyẹn ò mọ̀ pé ẹni tó ń fẹ́ ti níyàwó rí. Kò mọ̀ pé ẹni tó ń fẹ́ ti níyàwó rí àbí certificate tán fi lọ ọ̀dẹ̀ wọn as pastor Mrs. Ṣé òun náà fi certificate yẹn fẹ́? Kò ṣe sọ pé kọ́kọ́ lọ divorce eléyìí kó fẹ́ òun náà legally. Kó lè fi certificate tiẹ̀. Orí olórí ló ń lò náà. Orí olórí ló ń lò. Orí olórí ló ń lò. Orúkọ tó wà nínú rẹ́gí certificate tó fún tó tẹ́ndà ní ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì tó fi ọ̀dẹ̀ wọn orúkọ ọ̀tọ̀ ni ọkọ ló yẹ kó ti jẹ́wọ́ pé tó òun ti níyàwó kan rí tẹ́lẹ̀ o bẹ̀ ìyá òun ló ba márèjì jẹ́ òun àtìyàwó òun yẹn ò jà tó bá jẹ́ pọ́n jà ni kò ní gbé certificate yẹn lẹ̀ fún un pé kàn fi ọ̀dẹ̀ ní as pastor if the woman is a bad person mo wá ní kó lọ ṣe rí kó padà síbẹ̀ tó bá lè padà ẹ wá ní kí ló dé tí mo fi ní ó padà ṣe bó ti move on ṣe bó náà move on ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ kú ni irọ́ tani ò ṣàìmọ̀ wípé ìgbà téèyàn ẹni tó ibi tó lọ yẹn ṣé ibẹ̀ wù lọ ni kí ló dé tẹ́ni tó ọ̀dẹ́ ń ṣe parọ́ èmi tẹ́mi ń sọ fún yín ni pé à ń fi fake certificate ṣiṣẹ́ yìí it everywhere òun lèmi ṣe sọ story yẹn kẹ́ẹ̀tọ́ wa mọ̀ sọ wípé kí lé tí mo fi ní ó padà kí lé tí ò lè padà if the husband still want her a mọ̀ ṣe pọ́n jà ni ṣé tán bá jà ṣé yóò gbé certificate ẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀fún kan fi ordain ẹ̀ as a pastor eléyìí tó ń tẹ̀lé kiri náà tó lòun níyàwó rẹ̀ tó lòun jórúkọ tí ń bẹ nínú certificate ṣóun náà fi certificate ṣóun náà fi fẹ́ ṣóun ló ní registry yẹn ṣóun ní ṣé tó bá jẹ́ yín ni woman ṣẹ́yìn ó gbé certificate yín lẹ̀ kan fi lọ ordain ní obìnrin míì as mommy pastor ṣẹ́yìn lè ṣe wọ́n wá ní ọmọ padà tí bẹ́ẹ̀ ò bá wù padà sí tàbí tó ọkọ náà wò pé common spoil ministry òun is a different thing àìmọye ìyàwó tán ti lọ gan for years tọkọ tún gbà wọn padà so that's not even the point ẹ kóra yín dà sọ́hùn so kí ni mo fẹ́ play ẹjọ́ ẹ bá mi fi sí comment section ṣé kí n play video yẹn àbí kí n má play ẹ̀ èmù mi mo ti achieve ẹ̀ my aim is to create awareness that all the people in the health sectors of Nigeria they should screen all the staffs they employed wọ́n ní kí n play ẹ̀ okay so ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní YouTube mo máa stop yín so that orí phone yẹn ni video yẹn wà alẹ́ èèyàn lo fake certificate wedding ó fi ordain as pastor ó everywhere ni àwọn tí wọ́n fẹ́ wá screen àwọn èèyàn àwọn gan corrupt irú àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó ń gba rìbá àwọn force àwọn tó ìsọ ọlọ́pàá tó ń ṣe lóríṣiríṣi there must be a body tó máa gbé kalẹ̀ láti máa screen activities àwọn people wọ̀nyí but àwọn tó ẹ máa gbé kalẹ̀ láti screen wọn náà ti gbà bọ̀dẹ̀ ìgbà kan tẹ́pọ̀ wọ́n gidi epo yẹn wọ́n débi wípé ní àti ẹ̀ríra wọ́n wá ní epo wọ́n ti ń já epo sàn lé epo kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n ti ń jẹ́ epo sàn lé epo kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n wá yan kan pé ọ̀tán bá ti tepo kọjá normal price kí wọ́n mọ̀ kú wọn ìjẹ́jẹ́ mọ̀ pé the same group of people tí wọ́n yàn láti mọ̀ kó àwọn tí wọ́n bá tepo ní wrong price àwọn náà tó kọ́kọ́ pé lé epo ẹ̀lú àti ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín o ẹ switch sí normal price o ẹ switch o ẹ switch o àwọn náà ni wọ́n tún sọ fún ilé epo pé à ń bọ̀ àmú yín o ẹ switch o kí làwọn sọ ilé mi ṣe ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí pé the more we are involved in corruption the more we damage our nation the more we ourselves we expose ourselves we set ourselves up for bully and we make ourselves more vulnerable tán bá fìyàn sí ọ́fíìsì kéèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ èèyàn bí iṣẹ́ tó wá ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn bí iṣẹ́ tó wá ń ṣe ìwà burúkú sí tó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó lè damage orílẹ̀-èdè you will be the next victim you will be the next victim irú ọmọ tán dìfáìlì nísìn tó bá jẹ́ wípé ẹni tí ó recruit wọléwọlé sí hospital kó wá mọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ doctor tó bá jẹ́ pé ìyá ẹ̀ náà gbé wá tàbí ẹ̀gbẹ́ ẹ̀ tàbọ́mọ ẹ̀ tàbábúrò ẹ̀ náà gbé wá tẹ́ni ìdìfáìlì ṣé kò nílò fọwọ́ ara òun ṣe ra òun ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan ló recruit ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ no be person recruit him there so ohun ọmọbìnrin yẹn lẹ máa kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ story yẹn látòkèdélẹ̀ bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ látòkèdélẹ̀ ẹjọ́ èyí tẹ́ wà lórí TikTok yẹn ẹ bá mi pa WhatsApp ẹ máa gbọ́ story yẹn lẹ́nu ọmọ yẹn bí kinní yẹn ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ látòkèdélẹ̀ bó ṣe lọ bá wolewole and co limited story pastor tó ń fi fake kinní ṣiṣẹ́ ìrànṣẹ́ èmi sọ kẹ́ ẹ lè mọ̀ wípé kò kí ń ṣe government hospital nìkan ni gbogbo orú ẹ̀ tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni ẹni tí mo sì sọ fún kó padà òun ló mọ ń torí bí ó bá padà ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló wà bí ó bá ní padà ọwọ́ ẹ̀ ló wà ṣùgbọ́n pé kéèyàn kan máa ní han ṣé bó ti lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ ooo àfi tọ́kọ bá lòun ò gbà padà gan mọ́ kò sẹ́nì kankan tó lè ní ó mọ̀ padà àfi tọ́kọ bá lòun ò fẹ́ mọ́ ṣé ó wà nínú òfin Ọlọ́run ká mọ́ fi certificate irọ́ ká mọ́ fi ṣiṣẹ́ ìrànṣẹ́ sọ wà nínú òfin Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ wà nínú òfin Ọlọ́run pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ṣe pé kíní o certificate irọ́ ẹ fi mọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ o sọ wà ń bẹ́ẹ̀ ó yá òun rèé.
wọ́n trace ibi tí fóònù mi wà pẹ̀lú mi tí mo bí tí mo wà máa ń pẹ́ mọ́.
níbo ló ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà.
ọ̀rẹ́ mi máa lọ sí ilé hospital.
ṣé ń gbọ́.
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ó rẹ̀ mí.
ẹ ti gbọ́.
máa lọ sí
nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé ó rẹ̀ ń.
hospital.
ń lọ sí hospital.
so ìgbà tí máa lọ síbẹ̀ torí pé kò sí èèyàn lọ́dọ̀ mi.
tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ ẹ bá mi tẹ yes yes.
àwọn wáyé pé bóyá torí bí mo ṣe weak tí mo dẹ̀ ń complain pain pé injection táwọn fẹ́ fún ẹ yìí ó máa jẹ́ kó feel better. wọ́n ní bọ̀ ó strong díẹ̀ mo ní kí wọ́n jẹ́ pé àwọn ọmọ ọ̀rẹ́ mi dé cause wọ́n lọ sí TP à ń ṣe TP lọ́wọ́ so kò sẹ́nibọ̀dì ní ọ̀dọ̀ mi bọ̀kí tó sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn délẹ̀ wọ́n ti pass injection yẹn ẹ̀yìn ìgbà yẹn ni mi ò mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ mi ò mọ ibi tí mo wà mọ́ so ìgbà tí mo wá after àwọn ìṣẹ́jú péréte bíi hours some hours mo notice pé atẹ́gùn yẹn fẹ́ sí mo lajú sáyé díẹ̀ mo feel pain lójú ara mi mo dẹ̀ taste straight taste lẹ́nu mi so máa mú tọ́ yẹn mo tú síbì kan mo tún pamọ́ mo daṣọ bò so gbà tí mo á fọwọ́ trace ibi tí fóònù mi wà cause mi ò tí mọ ibi tí mo wà mo á pe ọmọ kan wípé kó wá bá mi ní hospital pé mo wà in danger so bọ́mọ yẹn ṣe wá dé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo pe tán mi ò tó mọ̀ nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe mọ́ so ìgbà tọ́mọ yẹn gan dé ó sọ pé toilet ló ń bá èmi àti dókítà tó ń tọ́jú mi ní ọjọ́ yẹn bó ń ṣe dé bọ̀ bí ibi tó ti ń pè mí kiri nínú tọ́ílẹ̀tì yẹn náà mo rántí ó ní àsìkò kan tí mo rántí pé èmi àtẹni yẹn àjọ ń drag nǹkan kó tó di pé wọ́n tì mí lu ìgànná. bí ìgbà tí òun sì rìnrìn o ò lè rí lè sọ kíní yẹn ti ń ọpọlọ mi kò ṣiṣẹ́ rárá mo ṣàmọ̀ pé mò ń struggle àti bá ẹni yẹn fa wàhálà díẹ̀ bó ṣe wá tì mí lùgànná mi mọ̀ nǹkan tó sún ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ mo tún ń kaná pé bíbá yìí pé wọ́n ń tanná bátìrì wọn pa so ìgbà téèyàn ẹni yẹn wá ń porúkọ mi bọ̀ ó tún wá poríkì mi tí ó mọ̀ mí sí ó máa lajú díẹ̀ bọ́ kí n tó bọ́ta sí ẹni yẹn dókítà yẹn ti sáré lọ pàdé ẹ̀ ó ní ó sọ pé òun fẹ́ tọ̀ lòun á ní kó ń ràn lọ́wọ́ ṣùgbọ́n tí ọmọ yẹn ṣàmú mi kúrò toilet tí ó mú mi padà dé wọ́ọ̀dì lórí bed tí mo rí pé ni dókítà yẹn ti kúrò lọ́dọ̀ wa máa ń nawọ́ itọ́ yẹn sí kò sí mi ò tí wọn mọ̀ pé mo ti tọ́ yẹn pamọ́ so máa ń nawọ́ sí mi ò ṣàlè sọ̀rọ̀ mo ní kó fi mú kó gbòòrò rẹ̀ mo fọwọ́ sí mú mo á fọwọ́ síbi tọ́ yẹn tí ọmọ yẹn wá fi mú gbòòrò rẹ̀ ó ní spam wà bẹ́ẹ̀ kí ló ṣe ṣe pé wọ́n ti rape ẹ̀ ní hospital mi ò ṣàmọ̀ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ mo wá lọ ṣí skirt tí mo wọ̀ cause long skirt ni mo wọ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn ó wá rí traces spam ó dẹ̀ rí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ní díẹ̀ lára mi bọ́ ibi tá a ti ń sọ lọ lẹ́ni yẹn ti ń bọ̀ wọ́n wá ń bí léèrè pé ṣé ó ń sàn kankan fún ẹni ìyẹn wá ní rárá cause mo ṣọ́ ẹ̀ pé tó bá jẹ́wọ́ lọ́jọ́ yẹn wọ́n lè pa wá méjèèjì síbẹ̀ cause àwa nìkan la wà níbi wọ́ọ̀dì yẹn so mo ṣàgbà tó wá kúrò tán wọ́n á ní kọ́mọ yẹn kó ṣàgbé mi kúrò ní hospital mi safe nǹkan tí mo tó rántí mọ̀ nìyẹn ọmọ yẹn gbé mi délé again mi ò tó mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ̀ cause abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn le díẹ̀ so bí ó ṣe wá di ọjọ́ kejì tí mo lajú díẹ̀ mo máa pè ìyá kọta close níbi tí mo ti ń ṣe TP mi máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn mo ní bọ̀ ó dàbí àlá mi mọ́ bóyá ojú ayé ni àbójú àlá mọ́mí yẹn wá ní kí n lo ète obìnrin kí n fi gba ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu ọkùnrin tí mo mọ̀ pé ònìkan ló wà lọ́dọ̀ mi yẹn so máa ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe kọ́ mi pé kí n lo ìṣe kò ní dàbíwá epo níranú ọmọ wọn ní kí n má wọrí pé kí n ṣáà lọ ṣe bí àwọn ṣe ní kí n ṣe pé kí n fi yòókù lẹ̀ fún àwọn mo ṣáà lọ mo débẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn gan mi mo bí màá ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ kọ̀sì mi wò pé kó má dàbí pé mò ń accuse wọn ojú tí wọn gan tó ń le so later làwọn náà wá sọ̀kan tó jẹ́ pé arábìnrin o ṣó ni pé àwọn òbí ẹ̀ nílé báyìí kó sọ fún ọkọ sí ìgbà when I was inside you yesterday I feel something strong kó má jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó ń ṣe spiritual something náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀ máa bí wọ́n pé kí ni ẹ mean by inside me àwọn ni má worry má worry the slip of tongue wọ́n wá dìde wọ́n wá ń jẹ́ kí n lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mú abẹ́rẹ́ tó máa gbà lónìí wá àti oògùn mo ṣe wá dìde tán rìn síwájú díẹ̀ máa pè wọ́n padà mo ní mo tẹ̀ fẹ́ rí yín kí ìkejì mi tó dé o kọ̀sà méjìlá máa lọ sí hospital yẹn bọ̀ ọjọ́ tí kinní yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ kò sí lọ́dọ̀ mi lọ sí school so mo á ní mo fẹ́ rí yín kí ìkejì mi tó dé o pé bá yín ní gbólóhùn àmọ́ mo ti gbé fóònù sí record ní táyì tí mo fi pè wọ́n padà wọn ò mọ̀ so mo á ń bá wọn sọ mo bóyá ara fún wọn ni wọn kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ mo á yí sẹ́rìn àtàwàdà so wọ́n ṣàsọ̀rọ̀ díẹ̀ pàtó wá sọ díẹ̀ ara mi ò gbá kinní yẹn kọ̀sán ni mo sì máa gba drip lọ́jọ́ yẹn gangan wọ́n ṣàlọ wọ́n lọ kó kinní yẹn wá kó pẹ́ lọ́mọ tí mo sọ pé máa dé ó wá dé máa sọ fún wa ní tòótọ́ máa ní kinní tó sọ pé ṣẹlẹ̀ lánàá yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ so ṣàní kí n calm down pé ká fi kúrò because táwọn ojú ẹ̀ lè tí ó bá mọ̀ pé àti mò ń lè pa àwa méjèèjì sí bíbá so wọ́n ṣàṣẹ́tì drip tán láwọn fẹ́ fún mi yẹn àmọ́ torí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bó ṣe ń gbóná lára mi kinní yẹn ń gbòdì lọ kódà mi ò gbá débì kankan mo ṣàní kan yọ mo fẹ́ máa lọlé wọ́n ní màá gba abẹ́rẹ́ kan mo ní mi ò gba abẹ́rẹ́ mọ́ ìdí tí ń dùn náà ni mo lè gbá sítan tó bá ṣe wá fún mi nìkan ni ó máa hùkù ẹsẹ̀ mi o bọ̀ abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn gan mi mọ irú iṣẹ́ tó ṣe mo ṣàfàgídí gbà ọmọ yẹn ṣẹ́jú sí mi mo gbà á bá ṣe wá délé mo kàn ṣáà ń sunkún ni so máa pe ìyá tó kọ́ mi lọ́gbọ́n yẹn máa pè wọ́n máa sọ fún ìgbà mọ́mì nǹkan báyìí o ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń tòótọ́ o láyẹn wá ní kí ló máa wá ṣe báyìí bó tó bá ní kó lọ confront away ó lè pa ẹ dànù ẹni tó lè ṣe irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ò séèyàn lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ ọlọ́run ló yẹ ò bá ti kú and ẹ̀yìn ìgbà yẹn kó tó di pé tá a kúrò ní hospital lọ́jọ́ tí mo lọ confam ẹ̀yìn ìgbà yẹn mo weak due to the injection so for good 3 days mi lè dára gbé mi lọ sẹ́nu ìwé mi ṣàwà lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì bẹ́ẹ̀ so ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó wá gbé mi kúrò lọ hospital yẹn ló ń tọ́jú mi ní inú ilé bóyá mo fẹ́ dáná ni mo fẹ́ mu mi òun ló máa ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ so after 3 days ni mo wá pe àǹtí mi lórí fóònù fúnra wọn ganan pè mí wọn wá ní kí ló ṣe tó ń sunkún máa ṣàlàyé fún wọn sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn wá ká wọn lára àǹtí mi ló wá wọn wá ní kí n send nọ́mbà ẹni yẹn pàtí máa send ẹ̀ tó bá sọ ọ̀tọ̀ nìkan tó ń sọ ní orí fóònù wọ́n ń parọ́ so ìgbà tó ṣàyà ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ṣàmì mọ́ ìgbà tó ṣàkúregbé ó bọ́ sí ọwọ́ àwọn alágbára kan ní ìlú yẹn tó ń pè ní àwọn OPC. So ìgbà táwọn yẹn wá ní káwọn ìyá wọn máa gbèjà ẹja o, wọ́n wá fi ọ̀rọ̀ wá wọn lẹ́nu wò. Àwọn kọ́ lọ sí hospital yẹn lọ report. So wọ́n á ní kí n kọ lẹ́tà wá, mo kọ lẹ́tà lọ. So lẹ́tà tí mo á kọ lọ yẹn làwọn OPC yẹn ìgbà tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wá rí pé ó ti ń le jù, arákùnrin yẹn ó rí pé kíní ti ń lọ fà, wọ́n wá padà lọ rí àwọn OPC yẹn. Ó jẹ́wọ́ fún bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà.
Arákùnrin tó dúró.
Arákùnrin tó dúró yìí sà. So lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́ wọ́n lérí pé báwo ni a máa gbèjà ẹja. So later
àwọn OPC náà wọ́n gbìjà ẹ̀yin.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làwọn máa gbèjà mi. Pé rubbish lẹ́nu yẹn ṣe nínú general hospital. Ó tún wá rìn jẹ́ tí mo bá gbàbẹ̀ kún kọ́, Ọlọ́run náà ló dẹ̀ yọ mí tó tọ́. So ìgbà tí wọ́n wá sọ lọ ta lọ sí hospital tí wọ́n ti padà mọ̀ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ti jájá wọn lójọ́ wá pè kan nínú àwọn OPC yẹn sẹ́yìn bàtà ń lọ. Kọ̀sùn wọn jẹ́wọ́ lójú àwọn ọ̀gá wọn wá pè kan ní wọn sẹ́yìn, wọ́n wá jẹ́wọ́ fún un. Ìyẹn wá ní kò sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ òun kí wọ́n pa àwọn tó kù wá ní kí wọ́n nìṣó lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀gá wọn. Gbà kan débẹ̀ wọ́n bí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́wọ́. So ọ̀gá wọn wá mú wọn wọlé. Gbà tọ́gà wọn yẹn wá mú wọn wọlé.
Ọ̀gá àwọn OPC.
Ó mú dókítà yẹn wọlé. So gbà tó wá mú wọn wọlé.
Dókítà yìí.
ṣé ń gbọ́.
Dókítà yìí. Ìgbà tó wá mú wọn wọlé ló wá jẹ́wọ́ gbogbo bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní. Ìgbà tẹ́mi ti ní ìmọ̀kan tó rí nìṣó.
Olóbùsàn rẹ̀ rèé o.
Ẹnu wọn gangan ni mo ti gbọ́. Ìgbà tó lọ jẹ́wọ́ fún wọn nílé tán. Wọ́n padà bọ́ta. Wọ́n wá sọ fún àwọn tó kù.
Olóbùkún dókítà nù. Bí bá ti download iṣẹ́ yìí, màá fojú ẹ̀ sí.
Dókítà yìí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni dókítà yìí. Ìgbà tó wá mú wọn wọlé ló wá jẹ́wọ́ gbogbo bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní. Ìgbà tẹ́mi ti ní ìmọ̀kan tó rí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀. Bọ̀ ẹnu wọn gangan ni mo ti gbọ́. Ìgbà tó lọ jẹ́wọ́ fún wọn nílé tán. Wọ́n padà bọ́ta. Wọ́n wá ń sọ fún àwọn tó kù bó ṣe ṣe ní báṣubàṣu láìṣọ ọmọ orí ìrìn láìṣàṣẹ́wó. So gbogbo ẹ̀ pátápátá ló jẹ́wọ́ fún bàbá yẹn.
Kí ni àwọn tó sọ?
Wọ́n sọ pé lẹ́yìn ìgbà tó ń fún mi ní abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn tán tẹ̀mí sùn lọ tí mi mọ̀ kan tí mò ń ṣe mọ́. Òun á bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti di ọ̀nà tèmi. Ẹ̀yìn ìgbà yẹn òun gbọ́ okó ẹ̀ sí mi lẹ́nu. Òun á dà sí mi lẹ́nu. Ẹ̀yìn ìgbà yẹn lòun á ẹ̀ṣọ́ abẹ́ mi lájọṣepọ̀.
Má ṣe.
Wá ṣe ṣàlàyé ní ìrìnsà.
Má ṣe.
So later mi ò mọ̀ nǹkan tó sọ fún wọn. Àwọn OPC yẹn náà tó ń sọ pé àwọn máa gbèjà mi tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n wá padà dẹ́mi pé kí n jọ kí má jẹ́ kí iṣẹ́ bọ́ lọ́wọ́ àwẹ̀.
Iṣẹ́ òfò wo ló ń ṣe?
Kí ọmọ lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nù. Kí la fẹ́ kí.
Iṣẹ́ tí ò qualify fún tẹ́lẹ̀.
Ọmọ ti ṣèkọ́ tó máa ṣe bọ́ ṣe kò wúlẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ yẹn nìyẹn. So wípé kí n dáríjì. Kíkọ̀ zẹ̀yìn ìgbà tí ọ̀rẹ́ mi fi gbé mi délé yẹn mo lọ sí hospital lọ́rin mo lọ tọ́jú ara mi jẹ́ owó tí mo dẹ̀ ná pọ̀. Wọ́n wá lówó tó ní ná ní hospital. Dókítà yẹn ó máa dá padà fún mi. Wọ́n ní kí n jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kó lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n gba owó tí mo ná padà ní hospital tí mo padà fi lọ ṣe àwọn àyẹ̀wò kan. Àbí mi tí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ pé kí n ṣe láti gẹ̀ẹ́tì medical report káwọn tó lè take kéèsì yẹn up. But medical report tí mo fẹ́ lọ gbà náà yẹn wọ́n kọ̀ láti fi sílẹ̀. Bóyá ó torí kàn tí mo pọ́ mọ ìlú àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ fún mi ní medical report.
Ṣé mo sọ ọmọ ìlú wọn torí favorism ọmọ wa ni ẹjí ó ṣe tán fi recruit ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà nù. Wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé kí ṣe doctor ni mo ṣe ní ibi tá a bá ra wa dé ní Nàìjíríà nìyẹn. Ọmọ wa ni ẹjí ó ṣe ọmọ wa ni ẹjí tí ò qualify. Ó wá nítorí people ti mọ̀ pọ̀ ọmọ ìlú wọn ni. Náà wá dojú ẹjọ́ rú náà tó wá gbìjà wọn mọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń bá kó ọ̀dù ẹ̀.
Tí mo padà fi lọ ṣe àwọn àyẹ̀wò kan àbí mi tí lọ́ọ̀yà sọ pé kí n ṣe láti gẹ̀ẹ́tì medical report káwọn tó lè take kéèsì yẹn up. But medical report tí mo fẹ́ lọ gbà náà yẹn wọ́n kọ̀ láti fi sílẹ̀. Bóyá ó torí kàn tí mo pọ́ mọ ìlú àwọn ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ fún mi ní medical report yẹn mi tí mo gbà up till now. So later làwọn OPC yẹn náà wá ń sọ pé kí n jọ nítorí Ọlọ́run kí à ń ṣe Ọlọ́run bẹ́bẹ̀ kí n gba owó tèmi náà padà ní ìlú Ìlọrin hospital ìlú Ìlọrin tí mo ti lọ ṣe àwọn tẹ́sítì kan àbó mi kí n gba owó tẹ́sítì yẹn padà ní ọwọ́ ẹ̀ kí n fi yá fìfọ́ lọ kí jẹ́ kí ṣẹ̀dá mi fìyà jẹ. So gbogbo ibi tí mo wá ń dé ẹ̀bẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń bẹ̀ mí kò dẹ̀ tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn. Mo fẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀sẹ́ ẹni tó ṣe iṣẹ́ yìí kì í ṣe alákọ̀ọ́pọ̀ ẹ̀ nígbà tí mo bí léèrè bó ṣe ń ṣe tí màmá yìí pé ìwà yẹn ti mọ́ lára
yóò ti máa ṣe tipẹ́
nǹkan tó ń ṣe láì dáa so tó wá ń prove right lérí nǹkan tó ṣe bíbá yẹn pé ẹ̀tọ́ ẹ̀ ní láti ṣe nǹkan tó ṣe yẹn so èmi ò ní ẹni ṣe lórí ẹ̀ débi pé ó tó ń threaten mi ìgbà tí wọ́n ti wá pẹ̀ mí tí wọ́n ti tó ń kálukú ti tẹ̀ mí tí mi ò gbọ́ àwọn kan mo notice pé àwọn boys kan wọ́n ń tẹ̀lé mi ò mọ bóyá olóró wọn ni Ọlọ́run ló yọ mí tí mo ṣáà fi padà sá kúrò ní ìlú ibi tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ tí mo fi sá wá sí ilé mo ṣe wá sọ pé dandan mi gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ yẹn lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà tí àwọn ọlọ́pàá ìlú yẹn gan tí wọ́n rẹ́dí àti tèkì ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn up mo fi wá ní mo gbọ́dọ̀ dé ilẹ̀ wa ń bì báyìí lọ́dọ̀ bàbá mi ní Àgídìgbò kí n wá fi ẹjọ́ sùn wọn kí wọ́n gbèjà mi jà mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ nígbé.
ṣe ti gbọ́ tọmọ yẹn nìyẹn náà ẹ wá gbọ́ ti aláàjì ibi tán ti ní kó wá jókòó kò jókòó kò dáhùn ńgbọ̀ sá padà jókòó ibi tálájì ti ń bi léèrè ọ̀rọ̀ skul bo lẹ lọ ibo lẹ ti parí kí lẹ kàn skul ibẹ̀ làṣírí ti tú gan pé school of hygiene ló lọ òun rèé gbọ́ fúnra yín.
dókítà ẹgbẹ́nu sí máìkì ẹgbẹ́nu sí máìkì.
ẹ jọ̀ọ́ tẹ́ ẹ bá ń gbọ́ ẹ bá mi tẹ yes.
orúkọ yìí sá.
orúkọ mi ló yẹ mí.
sọ̀rọ̀ sókè wèrè.
Ọláyínká rè ìjẹ́rìí ayé ìjẹ́rìí àlìkàmọ́ ẹ sọ bó ṣe jẹ́ gan.
ìfẹ́ olúwa jẹ́ nǹkan tí mo ti
ok Ọ̀túnba ẹ ṣeun.
ó ti lé lọ́dún kan tí mo ti mọ̀ tèmi àti ẹ̀sìn ti jọ wà papọ̀ ó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi tó sì máa ń wá sọ́dọ̀ mi ní gbogbo ìgbà ìyẹn ni àkọ́kọ́ ó wá ní ẹ̀gbọ́n tó lóun fẹ́ wá ó rẹ̀ òun tó sì ti ń pè mí tó tọ́jú mi mẹ́ta gan tí mo sọ fún pé mi sí ní around ó sì wá ìgbà tó wá ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ tọ́jú mo dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé kó tó di báàfù ní abẹ́rẹ́ kankan ó wà nínú iṣẹ́ mi ní pé kí n ṣàlàyé orúkọ abẹ́rẹ́ àti irúfẹ́ abẹ́rẹ́ àti irúṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe àti bí ó ṣe ṣe.
ó wà nínú ìṣe òun kóun ó ṣàlàyé orúkọ abẹ́rẹ́ ṣé inú ìṣe tiẹ̀ ló wà àbí nínú medical rules nínú òfin medical ní ká ẹ tó fún patient ní nǹkan patient yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ pé ní tí mo fẹ́ fún yìí ò báyìí ni ó ṣe ṣe o irú oògùn àbábẹ́rẹ́ tó fẹ́ fún yìí in the medical ethics somebody must be there ọmọ yẹn láwọn wà láìtì páwọn ọ̀rẹ́ òun ti lọ sáìtì wọn èdarí dé so kò yẹ kó tí ì fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn somebody must be there to stay with that girl bẹ́ẹ̀ ó fọmọ lábẹ́rẹ́ ọmọ òmò nǹkan tó máa ń ṣe mọ́ ẹ mọ̀ gbọ́ torí sọmọ yìí pé àwọ̀ ọ̀bọ̀ alánáìsì ẹ̀ àbọ̀ ọ̀fẹ́ lójú àbọ̀ ṣàlàyé ẹ̀ wọ́n ní yes that's true of course as a patient you have the right to know the kind of injection they want to give to you tó bá jẹ́ conscious tó patient tó wà conscious àti tí abẹ́rẹ́ yẹn máa ṣe fún ẹ tán bá fún ẹ tán àdẹ gbọ́dọ̀ fún ọ láì jẹ́ pé èèyàn bá wà ńbẹ̀ bóyá ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ àbí ìyá rẹ àǹtí rẹ àbẹ́ni tó tẹ̀lé ọ wá láti ilé ni mo ṣe sọ pé Nàìjíríà which way báwo ni irú èèyàn olórí burúkú báyìí báwo ló ṣe dé gbèrègbèrè hospital báwo ló ṣe dé ibẹ̀ ọ̀yá gbóhùn sókè.
àgọ́ ara tí mo sì ṣàlàyé fún ó tó di wípé mo tọ́jú rẹ̀ ó lọ
ó rèé o
ó sì padà dé
olóòbù sàn rèé o devices mẹ́ta mo mount so kò sí mo ṣe fẹ́ focus lórí ẹyọ kan.
orúkọ abẹ́rẹ́ àti irúfẹ́ abẹ́rẹ́ àti irúṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe àti bí ó ṣe ṣe yàn ní àgọ́ ara tí mo sì ṣàlàyé fún ó tó di wípé mo tọ́jú rẹ̀ ó lọ ó sì padà dé bá ní pé mo rí pé èèyàn kan bọ̀ lájọṣepọ̀ wọ́n ní ṣé wọ́n ṣeré ni nítorí pé èmi mọ tí wọ́n sọ ìgbà tí wọ́n sọ gbọ́n ní don't push word inside my mouth torí ìgbà tí ó wà kì í ṣe wọ nìkan ibi tí wọ́n ti tọ́jú ẹ̀ kì í ṣe ibi tó ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ kì í ṣe ibi tó ní lẹ́kùn kì í ṣe ibi tí ènìyàn lè wọlé ìdẹ́sí pé mi àti ẹ̀ máa sọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú òun gba òun mi sílẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹni tí a fi tipá bá lájọṣepọ̀ ni kò ní ní àǹfààní àti oore ọ̀fẹ́ àti máa sọ̀rọ̀ títí di àṣálẹ́ èmi àti ẹ̀ sì máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù bẹ́ẹ̀. gbà tí ó rò déédéé tó lọ bá àwọn èèyàn tán wá mo ní ìfẹ́ tó rò èdè yánpọnyánrin débi tí mo fa wàhálà lọ́tún àti wàhálà ní òsì tí ká paná rẹ̀ èyí ló fa tí àwọn èèyàn ṣe dìde lóríṣiríṣi ó dé ní wọ́n ti gbọ́ nípa ká paná ọ̀rọ̀ yìí wípé mo ní àwọn owó tí ó ti ṣe àyẹ̀wò tó ń fi gbà mo ní kì í ṣe nítorí nípa tó bá jẹ́ torí pé kí ẹjọ́ má bàa di wàhálà mo rẹ́dì láti san iye owó ó dárúkọ ẹ̀ ó ní 250,000 naira àgbo làwọn máa gbà ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ mo ní ní ìníwó tó tó lè lọ́wọ́ ṣùgbọ́n nítorí kí wàhálà ẹ̀ má bàa pọ̀ ju bí ó ṣe yẹ lọ mo gbà láti sanwó yìí mo dẹ̀ kó 100,000 sílẹ̀ fún lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ní 150 tó kù.
wọ́n ní that is the true medical rule. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni as a patient you must know your right. kì í ṣe dandan kéèyàn jẹ́ medical person. wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ sọ àlàyé abẹ́rẹ́ fún ọkàn tó gún ọ lábẹ́rẹ́. tí patient bá sọ pé wọ́n sọ fún òun kàn dédé gún òun lábẹ́rẹ́ ni ó lè di wàhálà sọ̀rùn nọ́ọ̀sì àbí dókítà yẹn. gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀ tàbí tó bá jẹ́ patient tó wà unconscious ẹni tó tẹ̀lé wá láti ilé ó gbọ́dọ̀ mọ̀. so criminal offence lélẹ́yìí gan in the first place.
ní àsìkò díẹ̀
ọ̀yá
máa san ìtókù.
gbóhùn sókè.
èyí tó fa ọ̀rọ̀ pé à ń fúnni lówó àbí à ń fúnni lówó tó fi gbà yọjú nìyẹn. èyí tó fa pé bó ṣe wá sọ́dọ̀ mi èmi àti ẹsẹ̀ mara ti pẹ́ wọn ló dúró ẹ̀ ilé òtítọ́ la wà ẹ́ kò sí tí mi lè fi bú rẹ̀ kán gbóògùn wá kán gbé oríṣiríṣi wá ní gbogbo yá mi ìbájọ sọ̀rọ̀ pé èmi àti ẹ̀ fẹ́ra gbogbo ohun tó wà láyé ni mo lè fi búra fún yìí. àkọ́kọ́ then síwájú sí nítorí kí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má bàa di wàhálà àwọn ọlọ́pàá wá tán yọjú lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí àwọn OPC yọjú àwọn ẹ̀dà.
àwọn ọlọ́pàá náà gbàbọ̀dé.
we talk over this matter wọ́n gbìyànjú láti parí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ó kọ lẹ́tà wá in fact as initially ó ní pé dádé ó ní àwọn ìṣẹ́jọ́ nípa àwọn dẹ̀ ti gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ jẹ́ wà nílò láti pọ̀ tó ń gbọ́ ló mú lẹ́tà lọ lẹ́tà tó dẹ̀ mú lọ àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó ti gbé yẹn wọ́n ti yan kọ́mítì wọ́n sì ti pè wọ́n lọ́gà náà.
ọmọ gbàsè tí ń sọ o.
ìgbẹ́ kó yọjú.
nígbà alájí bá ń bí léèrè àwọn question ní ìsìn.
ó yẹ kí n wà ní nínú kọ́mítì
orí yóò pè.
àti mo débí mo ṣàlàyé fún wọn mo sì fi lẹ́tà náà hàn wọ́n àtàn ní kí n yọjú ni ṣùgbọ́n wọn ò jẹ́ kí n lọ níṣẹ́ náà wọ́n mi sílẹ̀ wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin lè pè mí tẹ̀dẹ̀ ní kí n wá bí mo dẹ̀ wá nítorí pé mo fẹ́ kí àjọ sọ̀rọ̀.
dókítà kí ló sọ pé ó ṣe ń gan nígbà tó wá sí hospital.
olóore o
irú
rírẹ ní nǹkan tí ó kọ́kọ́ ní nǹkan tí à ń pè ní ọ̀sà ó ní malaria ó ṣe àyẹ̀wò tó ń gẹ́gẹ́ sí ìwọ̀n.
ẹ̀wọ̀n ní nǹkan tá à ń pè ní ọ̀sà ó lọ́sà ń jọ lọ́sà.
ọ̀sà kí ká pè ní peptic ulcer.
irú abẹ́rẹ́ wo lẹ wá fún tó fi sùn náà.
kì í ṣe pé abẹ́rẹ́ tó fi sùn ó sọ wípé òun ò rọrùn sùn ó dé complain severe pain ilé òtítọ́ la wà.
torí ẹ̀ lẹ fi fún un ní dírípù yẹn.
dírípù kọ́ ó ń gba abẹ́rẹ́ lọ ni abẹ́rẹ́ tí mo fún un ni wọ́n pè ní painkiller.
painkiller abẹ́rẹ́ ò ló kọ kò ló kọ.
mo fẹ́ kẹ́ súnmọ́ wájú kẹ́ ẹ lọ.
mo súnmọ́ mo dé ṣàlàyé.
mo ṣe ń gbọ́ sí ni.
mo fún ní abẹ́rẹ́ tí wọ́n ń pè ní opioid.
opioid.
ó dẹ̀ tó di pé mo fún un mo ṣàlàyé fún un ó ṣeé ṣe tó bá gba abẹ́rẹ́ ìtàn kí nǹkan tó ń pè ní hallucination kò ṣẹlẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ ṣàlàyé fún un ó dẹ̀ ní kí n tẹ̀síwájú in fact there were people around her.
doctor ni ní àbí nurse.
I'm a nurse not a doctor.
ó tún ní nọ́ọ̀sì lòun olódo.
irú nọ́ọ̀sì wo ni school of nursing lẹ lọ ní university lẹ lọ ní àbí ẹ lọ kọ́ tí wọ́n pè ní auxiliary.
ó yá.
school of nursing.
school of nursing lẹ ti parí.
school of nursing ti bó.
ẹni ND in nursing àbí ND in nursing.
wọ́n ní change in I have.
kí lẹ ní ẹni.
I have a change in nursing.
HND in nursing. Níbo ni ẹ ti parí testimoniation dé?
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Education. Ọ̀yọ́ State.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Education.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Education.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Edtech.
Ṣé ti ń gbọ́? Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Ed. Ó kọ́kọ́ ní Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Education. Ngbò tún yá ó tún lọ́yọ́ State College of Edtech. Lóhùn sókè. Ẹlẹ́yẹlé.
BND nursing.
Ṣé ND nursing wà ní? Ṣé ND nursing wà ní? Ṣé ND nurse wà? Ṣé ND nurse wà? Yìí ṣe polytechnic náà ti ń award HND. Professional course ṣe bí wọ́n university kan náà ti ń obtain rẹ̀. Àbí tó bá lọ school of nursing tó wá registered. Tó tún ṣe tán tó wá ṣe padà lọ ṣe BSc nursing. Ẹ mọ abuse ó dà pé ṣáwọn profession yìí ṣé wọn ní àwọn body ni bí àwọn National Union of maybe nurse or doctors, I don't know. How can somebody be parading himself, calling himself nurse? Kenya tó di nurse. Ẹnìkan kan lanu gbàgàdà yóò lò ní nurse. From which school? Wọ́n ní College of Health get ND. Ṣáwọn tán bá ṣe tán bẹ̀ ṣe nurse náà máa jẹ́. Nurse tèmi mọ̀. Registered nurse. Is either you go to school of nursing or you have a BSc in nursing rather. So how can you go to school of public health and you graduated, you start calling yourself you not even graduate. You went to school of health, public health, you finished in that school, you start calling yourself a nurse. Don't okay.
In nursing. Níbo ni ẹ ti parí testimoniation dé?
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Education. Ọ̀yọ́ State.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Education.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Edtech.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College
of Science and Technology.
College of Edtech. College of Science and Technology.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Edtech. Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Science and Technology ẹlẹ́ẹ̀lì. Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Edtech. Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Science and Technology. Ẹ mú kanu méjèèjì.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Health and Science.
Ọ̀yọ́ State College of Health and Science.
Kò tiẹ̀ mọ school tó lọ gan.
What did you study?
I did public health. I had my RA.
Ó ní
Public health.
ó lóun ṣe public health.
Òun gan lẹ́sí.
Òun gan lẹ́sẹ̀.
Public health. Ẹ ṣe nọ́ọ̀sì gan.
Àbí? Olórí ibú mọ́ ṣàǹfààní.
Public health.
Public health ló ṣe wọléwọlé.
2017.
Princess Best.
Ní ìyàtọ̀ láàrin ẹ̀yin àti ẹni tó lọ sí school of nursing ẹlẹ́ẹ̀lẹ́. Because àwọn tó ń ṣe nọ́ọ̀sì náà wà ní school of nursing. Àwọn tó ń ṣe public health. Wọ́n yàtọ̀ sáwọn tó ń lọ sí school of nursing. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ náà ṣe nọ́ọ̀sì ní.
Àwọn tán ṣe mọ̀ pé nǹkan tálàjì ń sọ ní ìsinmi pé àwọn tán ṣe public health. Wọ́n yàtọ̀ sáwọn tán lọ school of nursing ẹlẹ́yẹlé. Àwọn tán lọ school of nursing ẹlẹ́yẹlé wọ́n á parí wọ́n á di nurse. Tán bá fẹ́ upgrade ara wọn wọ́n á wá lọ sí university wọ́n á lọ ṣe BSc nursing. Àwọn yẹn náà máa ń di matron. Àbí òye wa. Now àwọn tán lọ school of hygiene ẹlẹ́yẹlé public health wọléwọlé làwọn yẹn máa ń di health officer làwọn yẹn sanitation officer ní kólẹ̀ kó dọ̀tí tí wọ́n máa ń gbálẹ̀ tí wọ́n máa ń wọlé tó ní sálángá ilé tí ò ní sálángá. Àbí òye yín wọ́n ní they are called environmental. God bless you. So mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ kinní yẹn tán ni o.
Ní school of health technology àbí kúnlẹ̀.
School of Edtech.
Àbí college of education lẹ́rẹ́ zone. Any choice you guys will tell her. Along. They can gbàgbé everything kẹ́dẹ̀ sọ́tọ̀. Any choice. Along. Kí ni study, kí ni certificate yìí kárí?
Public health nursing.
Public health.
Public health nursing.
What is sharing?
Are you state is also Kwara State wants some salary. Wàhálà ti wà.
Ṣé gbọ́ question tán bí Alhaji ní ṣé Kwara State den san salary yín as a doctor. They are paying him as a doctor when he is a sanitation environmental officer.
You are employed as what?
Abi?
But you are not. You are not a proper nurse. What are you telling me? You know you are not. You know you are not.
Mommy Adebimpe, mo rí yín ká sọ.
You see,
Rada.
Impersonation.
Calling yourself a nurse when you are not. Yes. Calling yourself a doctor when you are not.
Osun State government, Kwara State government is salary for you.
What's happening?
Early operation.
Tí ó ti lọ ṣúá, yóò ti ṣe cesarean section gan. Yóò ti lọ ṣúá.
Ẹ ti nàgà mú sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ ti jókòó, ẹ nàró, ẹ fàpò kọ́. Ẹ ti jókòó, ẹ fàpò kọ́.
So sad.
Ẹ ti nàró.
Ó kàn defile ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. Olóògùnkú impersonation bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
You shouldn't have done that. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ṣe ń tẹ́ ṣe yẹn, ẹ sì máa jẹ lọ́nbí ẹ wà. Irú yín pọ̀ káàkiri oríṣiríṣi hospital bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
Yàtọ̀ fún hospital gan. Other governments paratata. What makes it? You see, what makes it painful is the defilement of that girl. N tó jẹ́ kó dùnyàn jù nìyẹn. They are staunching pé tán wà certified, tán wà unscrupulous. They are not qualified. They are not certified to perform a task, and they are there performing that task. Ogun ò lè ru ọ̀tán Nàìjíríà. Wọ́n pọ̀ bí mi èṣù. Mo sọ wípé even no ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì èèyàn tó lè mú certificate tẹ ṣe ìyàwó fẹ́ nìkan tó sì fi impersonate fẹ́ lómi ọwọ́ àǹbẹ̀ àti ẹ̀gbọ́pọ̀n wọn tó wù kálukú ni tó wù ọ lọ tẹ́rí sí. But this has to do with life, health. Don't okay.
Ẹ ti nàró, ọwọ́ yín ò tako mọ́. You shouldn't have done that. Tẹ́ ẹ bá ṣe ń tẹ́ ṣe yẹn, ẹ sì máa jẹ lọ́nbí ẹ wà. Irú yín pọ̀ káàkiri oríṣiríṣi hospital bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn tí wọ́n ń jẹun bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ̀rù tí ẹ máa bà wá rò pé private hospital ni wọ́n máa ń wà ní. A mọ̀ pé ilé ìwòsàn ìjọba gan burú ju. Ẹ ti nàgà mú sọ̀rọ̀. Doctor ẹgbẹ́nu sí máìkì.
Ṣó ti tán ni?
Ẹgbẹ́nu sí máìkì. Ẹ kálẹ̀ doctor.
Doctor ní public health ngan lẹ́sẹ̀.
Ní pé ó rẹ̀ mí.
Ngan lẹ́sẹ̀. Ibi tán ti ní ó wá jókòó rè tí ó fẹ́ jókòó.
Ẹ side ti ń báyìí. Ẹlẹ́ẹ̀jókòó. Báwo microphone ṣe fẹ́ dọ́dọ̀ yín? Ẹ tó yẹ kó máa sá kó máa gbójú ságàn lélẹ̀ nítorí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bí ṣẹlẹ̀ tó lè
ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tí rọra ń gbèjì ayé rẹ̀ tí ó rìnrìn àrè tí ọ̀kọ́kùnrin tí ọ̀bá rẹ̀ jẹ́ olórí ibú olófo irú wọn pọ̀ ń gbòòrò àpò ẹ̀wọ̀n ló máa jẹ́ra sí.
Ẹni sùúrù nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn bó la ṣe ṣe tí microphone ó ṣe dọ́dọ̀ wọn ẹ fẹ́ lo microphone náà ok ẹ sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìdíṣẹ́ ìfẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ni pé ẹjọ́ ìwà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn tó ń gbẹ́jọ́ yìí lọ́wọ́.
Identity theft. So òun nìyẹn ṣe rí wípé ibi tí aláàjì tí wọ́n ti interview ẹ̀ nìyẹn tó ti ní public health ló ń ṣe aláàjì ní public health lẹ́ṣẹ̀ ìṣe nọ́ọ̀sì gan public health gan lẹ́ṣẹ̀. So that is the testimony from that girl and from that unscrupulous boy who is a sanitation officer and finds his way into a government hospital, start acting in the capacity of a doctor, and ended up defiling a girl who is a virgin. So I don't know which way Nigeria. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí mo gbé wọlé, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ bá mi mute. Tẹ́ bá ti ṣe tán tẹ́ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ mute. Mo ti mute wọn. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, if you are in my top 1 to 5, please send request and come up. Only did he have license? License bo. Madam Kenny ọmọ ọba, license. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ tún yìnbọn lù la. Ani ṣe doctor gan, kì í ṣe nurse gan. Wọlé ni. So licensing gan far from it ni. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá study medicine ní university, tó graduate, tó lọ medical school tó dé ni medical doctor. Ọ̀hánà máa ní license, maybe as a consultant or whatever. Ẹ bá jẹ́ nurse, yóò ní pin, yóò ní license. Èyí ò nurse kò doctor kò ṣe kankan. Wọlé ni. When the law must take its course for the Adekunle Moronfolu, the law has taken its course. It's not this show. It's not really about him as much as that. It's about the remaining people who are like him, working in government hospitals and other parastatals, parading themselves as what they are not, calling themselves what they are not. Ogo titun ejo o mute ka gbon sókè. So, in the sense of the essence of this show is that the government should start screening all the people, all the officers, the staffs working in hospitals, because these people are dealing directly with lives. Ìfẹ́ wù mí. Ẹni a bá ti gbé sókè tí ó bá sọ̀rọ̀, á drop wọn sí comment section. So, certification check is very, very important. Ẹgbọ́n sókè.
Ẹ ṣé gan.
Yes, sir.
Ṣé ẹ gbọ́ mi ṣá?
À ń gbọ́ yín loud and clear.
Yeah.